love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
I'd say, considering the experience of my team, is our goals are to be making playoffs. I think that's a pretty general goal every team has coming into ESL Pro League, so I definitely say making playoffs for sure.
I feel like lately we've been really good. I feel like we've been really good for a long time, but we've gotten top 4 at every single lane event this far. But we want to take the step even further and actually win some events, get to the finals. And also we won ESL Pro League before, when I first joined the team 1 month in or 2 months in. So, I mean, we clearly want to win it again. Would be awesome. And now we are back on stage, which is a lot better than online.
Everybody, and welcome to ESL Pro League Season 15. Yeah, after 7 overtimes, we're now ready for our second best of 3 of the day, and it's Heroic versus Complexity. As Trace mentioned before, he, Cassard, and YNK left. I'm taking over now. Parla in the building with Maui, Snake, and Blair. That's right, our very own Elden Lord that went to conquer the lands of Dusseldorf has returned. Maui, how you doing, brother?
Take a rest, traveler. There's been a lot of Counter-Strike already today, but sit down because we got so much more. Dusseldorf was a blast, Paula, but I'm glad to be back with the hashtag The Night Shift.
Hashtag The Night Shift. Blair, are you excited for Group D and this week of ESL Pro League Season 15?
Absolutely. Firstly, Maui coming back, not just leaving us and staying back in Dusseldorf City, but he is actually back with us here on The Night Shift. And of course, what better way to start things off with Maui in the desk, apart from some couple of NA teams going to be in the server today?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to be kicking it off with Complexity and Heroic. And then, yeah, we've got our second best of 3 of the day, which includes...
EG.
EG, of course. It's been such a long time since I've seen some of those guys on the server. So looking forward to that. But before we jump ahead of it, let's start breaking this one down and what's coming up next. Heroic and Complexity, 2 very interesting lineups. Who's the favorite going in?
It has to be Heroic. Heroic are a team who have shown time and time again that they are a team who are going to be making these deep runs in tournaments. I feel like the only time they kind of falter would be at near the final hurdle, right? Just getting to the finals, maybe the semis or the quarterfinals, primarily in front of a crowd and whatnot. And for Complexity, look, they're a team I'm very excited about, right? The core of the extra salt lineup coming in. They have Junior joining this team alongside Grim now that he's left Liquid as well. So they're a very exciting prospect for me. But I don't think they're at a level where they can potentially pull off an upset here.
Heroic's one of the best studio LAN teams in the world. And I do say studio and emphasize that point because in front of crowds, Bled, we've seen that they have faltered. Like you already put it pretty well. Honestly, Complexity, on the other hand, is a team where they just are looking to get some reps in. But the ones that they've shown so far, the games that they've played, they've been competitive. They were able to do pretty well at the Challenger tournament that you were at, Bleh. I think you even casted a handful of the games that they were playing there, and they look pretty solid, but they definitely didn't get quite as far. They fell to the roster with Yukinder, or the players, or what is their current name? I'm sorry. Outsiders. They lost to Outsiders. So
it is a bit confusing.
Yes, they lost to Outsiders there, and that was a tough one, but it was also sort of an expected one. And
yeah, it was also Outsiders looking fantastic throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, exactly. So they ended up winning that one. So honestly, for Complexity right now, I think Junior put it really well in the interview that they had recently, that Complexity is looking at their roster right now and saying, you guys can take some time to make this work. We know that you guys aren't going to be a top 5 team right out the gates, but it's cool to see that Junior has the confidence to think that they're one of the best, if not the best, North American team.
Yeah, let's take a closer look at Complexity and exactly how this roster came together.
I think the bar's set pretty low for being a good North American team at the moment, but I mean that in all jest, right? There's 3 big organizations who are actually North American: Liquid, EG, and Complexity. Now, Complexity are 3rd in that run, right? But they could turn that around. They could turn that around in a group like this. I don't think EG have shown anything to show that they've actually progressed as a team to be a threat. So for Complexity, as far as North America goes, definitely a chance for them to jump up a rung. But in terms of international Counter-Strike, there's a lot of questions that we need to get answered.
I don't think I need to compare old Complexity with new Complexity just because they are completely different beasts. Losing OC, I think that probably is a heavy blow when you just kind of had all of the distant dreams starting to become a reality. Like, okay, we can actually frag out, we've got an org behind us, we've got the resources, and they've got the talent. You then lose one of the best pieces of your puzzle. So for now, it's a question of how well can Junior fill the shoes of OC, and how well can these boys, trifle with the best of Europe.
I'd say that the biggest difference from my old team, Liquid and Complexity, is definitely the experience of the players. We had Stewie and Fallen, who are multi-major Grand Slam champions. So I definitely think experience is playing a big factor in that. But I definitely think it's also good to have unexperienced players as well, because they have the drive and motivation to want to win, right? Because they haven't won yet. So I definitely think we have that on our side. We definitely have the fire to win and the drive. So I think we can do a lot of damage.
Complexity's start to the year, I think, has been plagued by the fact they just added 2 new players. So you're essentially changing your identity of the team. Junior coming in for OC, and you've seen on Liquid how much OC can offer. That's not an easy role to fill, right? Orpers, they approach the game differently. JT's going to have to work out what type of peaks are good for Junior as opposed to what OC was able to do in the past. And for Grim coming in from Liquid, he wasn't playing a star role in Liquid, but now over here, he's going to have to play more of an instrumental place within the team, and it's going to take some time to get all the pieces of the puzzle sorted out. So I just think it's time at the moment for Complexity.
I think Team Liquid have certainly got Complexity beat in terms of, just recent achievements. They clearly have, there's been more integration work, and they do look like they're still kind of shaky but developing in a positive way. So with that upward trend of Liquid and with the talent that's in that team, I think just at this point, I haven't got enough from Complexity. They just have to prove it to themselves and prove it to all of their opponents.
I think the third spot in the group is quite open. I think Na'Vi and Heroic are the ones looking like they should be a lock for 1 and 2 in any given order. But then as far as Astralis, EG go, you obviously got AGO in the mix here as well. I think that the third spot is a little bit more open than people might realize. It's still going to be a time before we can see Astralis get back to full force, or what that might resemble, and EG's rebuilding as well. So a threat, a chance to take that third position within the group, it's very likely here for Complexity.
I think Complexity could definitely get out of the group. Like, there is grounds for it. Astralis, beatable. Heroic, debatable. Na'Vi probably not operating at full capacity, although I'd still have them as hot shots for the group. And then you've got AGO, which I think would be a compulsory win. They are going to be the gatekeepers of these kind of American top 3 runs. I think it's one or the other, maybe. It would be ambitious to see Col and EG get through. So I think there's potential, but it's all going to come down to those wins like Astralis, Heroic, +1. I need to see some evidence, and it's going to be who of those 2 can come out on top.
Blair, Maui, do you agree with Mr. Machini TV? Do you think Complexity can make it out of this group?
I think they have a shot. I really think they do have a shot, right? Unfortunately, we couldn't see them at IM Katowice. We really haven't seen them play much, but they have said they've been doing a lot of prep work. And listen, JT is someone I've had the pleasure of watching throughout the online era when he was leading for Extra Salt, and I do believe they have what it takes, maybe not to win the group.
Junior.
Maybe not to win the group.
Junior.
I like it. I like it.
Confidence.
I like it. I don't agree with it, though. But they might be able to sneak their way out of the group.
Everybody in chat, do you think Complexity can win out the group? I'm not sure. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how they perform against Heroic, because I think that's going to be a barometer for how they can perform in the group, Maui.
I think Heroic are supposed to win this group, actually. Given the circumstance with Boomich recently and that development with Na'Vi and what we just saw for Na'Vi versus AGO and how tough that was for Na'Vi to close out, Heroic are a team that are playing with the same 5-man lineup that they've been working with for about a year now, and they just signed Exist to a longer contract on top of that for their coaching role, and they brought in an analyst. If anything, they're the team that's the most ready for this sort of game, and they already know their style. They have so many players that have already proven themselves on really some of the toughest stages in the Counter-Strike scene. So I don't really think that Heroic right now are in a position where they think they have any chance of losing this series.
With that said, our veto is ready and raring to go. Well, in fact, boys, it's already underway, as everybody knows at home too. We're a bit pressed for time, and hence, yeah, we're ticking over here. So, guys, talk us through the veto.
The Mirage does 2 bans, just the typical perma bans for these 2 teams, so no surprises there. The Ancient pick coming in from Complexity. I thought it would be either Ancient or a Vertigo getting picked here. The Ancient pick is a little spicy. I do like it, however. It's a map that Extra Salt as a unit used to play a lot. They have had a little bit of success on it as well. However, picking that against Heroic, I don't know. It could somehow bite them in the butt later on.
I think that the Ancient pick is something where Complexity just simply looked at how many games Heroic has not played. They haven't really played Ancient too much lately, whereas Complexity, they went undefeated at the Americas RMR. So they probably think they're in a good position here, that they have a chance. And one thing I will say about JT-led teams is that they always have so many new strats. They have so many ways, so many execute, so many ways to make the opponents uncomfortable with a call out of spawn. So you're never really too down in the dumps when you're on a JT team. Every next round has a new plan, and that's what they have to bring against Heroic, because Heroic's a team that, honestly, the player quality, it is higher, their experience is better, and they should be taking it, but I like it. I like the Ancient pick.
At what level do we need to see Heroic play to beat this Complexity lineup? I'm assuming we don't need to see them play at their very best. If they just have a decent, strong performance, 80%, they should win out.
80%. That's what I'm saying. If Heroic can bring 80%, then they're...
I feel for Heroic, they usually, their average level is pretty good enough for them to get out of the group stage in most tournaments, even Tier 1 tournaments, right? It's only when it comes, as we spoke about, the crowd games, the pressure's really on, that they start to crumble a little bit. And when I say crumble, it's not like they completely capitulate, right? It just a few pieces go missing. Sometimes the calling starts to falter a little bit, and that's when a team of the caliber of maybe a G2 or a FaZe or a Na'Vi could take them down. And unfortunately, I don't think Complexity Complexity right now are any of these teams quite yet.
Maui quickly, Complexity or Heroic, who's winning out here?
Heroic are going to win, but Complexity are going to show some sick strats for that T side.
All right, everybody at home, this match is ready to go. Who's your money on? Let's head over to our casters.
Man, I could hype this up in so many different ways. I'm a big fan of the heroic individuals and what they're capable of, but there's something special about Fang, who always caught my attention, combined with Grim, who never got to fully unleash. United under JT Jr. and Floppy, a lot of the most prominent yet to realize their potential North American riflers are in this roster, representing the star and taking cave, forcing immediate respect out of Stown. Go, pop, flash, so booked. They don't clear their corners. Two of them doing jumping jacks, and Cadian just sends them straight back to spawn.
Oh, well, that one's mopped up quite quickly there. The 1xBet odds are favoring Heroic in this one, but that was quick as it started. So great stuff out the gates here.
A cave pop flash is the perfect counter to a three-man cave push.
Yeah, that was really well thought out there, and I was expecting that maybe, you know, I agree with what Maui was saying about, you know, JT and always having something a bit new to show on these T sides. If you were going to see it, the pistol round would have been the perfect place to do so. But a pretty standard B play, alongside smoke, a flash on through, and a run through cave is met with pure carnage. Heroic, one up. And now should be two, as it is just these Glocks and a flash walking into round number 2. One of our more favored maps in the pool right now, Ancient. And for some of the reasons as well that was just mentioned, it is new, it is fresh. You get to see some ideas, you get to see some of the thought processes. Well, Cadian's already pushed on out and made sure that there's nobody mid and there's nobody at A. So by process of elimination, Alex, they have to be on Mars.
Yeah, it must be. I think they're on the moon. And I think actually this is going to the moon. Cadian is about to catch JT.
Hello, Governor.
No, you will not be throwing any of that. And indeed, 1,200 bucks. Might be more.
Might be more. He might get an ace here.
I think he might. Oh, he's getting across the line. Fang has denied. What a thief.
Come on, Fang.
So he's 7-0. It's the reverse bond.
Should have been 8-0. Gonna be, that one's going to stay with him right there. The reverse bond.
The knob.
Okay.
It's really hard.
What you've done there. I do see what you've done there. But Cadian, this is a chance to get an ace in the second round of the game, and Fang, he's just gone and denied it here. He's at the front of the
I
see what happened. I see what happened there. Well, the AKs are out, and away we go. It's a 4-man B lean early.
Yeah, we can see an exchange of bottled flame. Fang does have an avenue behind.
They're running into A.
Yeah, and it's wide open.
That's the right call.
It couldn't be more open. There's zero donut presence. Like, no one. No one is home.
Fang should have a kill here.
Oh, Junior met bodyguards nicely, and the trades are actually working out quite nicely for Heroic. It's refreshed that yet to frag, and he's been there the whole time. It was Stown that found one mid. After plant.
It's a good smoke and well timed, right? That's going to buy half the bomb timer here as they have to work through this. The low HP, that kit highlighted here, will need to be scooped on up by Refresh.
Smoke, yeah, next to it as well. So that's gonna, be dangerous territory now. Floppy is on notice. Grim low. Fang with 45, the highest flyer. Good looking nade, but too short. Time favors them here, but the threat is still coming. Good util, it's actually caught his teammate, but frags are in. Cleared one, Grim down, and now it's all onto Fang.
I know where he is.
They're not on the bomb.
There's no time.
It's all good.
Hey, recovers.
Ran away. He was the one with the kit.
Okay, well, that was pretty neat from Heroic there because Stown, the player who was at the back of that pack, was actually smoking off Donut. He was setting up a set smoke for Donut there to have that retake util. But time was the nuisance. And the fact that Complexity just went straight on towards A, they must have been ready for a little maneuver exactly like this because it was the heavy mid util. But realistically, there was a large focus over towards B lane. And they caught the timing, they get themselves into the site, and they win out the trade battle. Now, the buy for both... Well, actually, more for Complexity is a bit rough on 4 Galils.
Yeah, Galil.
Yeah, they're not the juiciest of weaponry, are they? Now, ahead of the smoke, Fang.
Yeah, but he's got to be walking into an orb. Cadian, yeah, okay, interesting. He actually thinks better of it, and it's the right call. Not going to let Cadian get anything opening in that regard.
I like this, though. They've felt it out, and they've also forced the CTs to use a little bit of utility here. Now, Stown parked up quite aggressively towards the cave position, and another B-long doors smoke is going to allow him to search out even more information. Polly's pocket, clear. Mid, control now, and they're about to get clamped in on.
Oh, what?
Nice shot.
Yeah, I thought it was with a Galil, but thankfully the AK's in Grim's hands, and he does find that insta headshot. Now Stown is really in a tight spot. As soon as that smoke fades, he's going to have to give up control.
The fact he's hung around for so long knowing that Grim is here as well is quite risky.
He's still there. Oh, Grim, deliberate or not, has made a step, and the T-Flash does book him. He's so trapped. He's calling for teammate to come through, and Grim, oh, looking the wrong way on the swing. It's good from Fang. Double. Floppy actually finishes off and clears it out, and they know where he was. So now they can just surge all the way back around the world. This is a potential for Tessus to go clutch if he's ready for the Red Room Fang.
Yeah, it is an angle here that you're not going to be expecting. You can see he's tucked into the right-hand side.
He's considered it all.
Thanks, seen him.
That could go wrong.
Off his lines here.
But the mid-swing, he's read that well as well. Now with the beheaded JT. Fang could go down. Okay, sigh of relief in unison. Not going to see the Cadian Orb, but not going to grab that either.
Okay, that could have gotten very out of control there. JT kind of gave away a bit of a freebie in that scenario, expecting the full attention. But this was the opener on the Cadian re-aggress. So a nice shot from Grim. I love the flash. It came from middle to enable this fight over towards Cave. And then you get that kill with the Molotov from the Grave.
3 from Fang in the end of that one as well. Yeah, a little bit of a... I was going to say, make up a word. I was going to say a bit of a scooch on the first fight, but...
That works.
Yeah,
Scooch is...
kind of scooched it.
Yeah.
But it's all good in the hood. 2-2. And I'm not talking about ballet uniforms.
The exact, yeah. JT to lead the charge, Mac 10 in hand, to just USPs to farm.
And it's the perfect weapon to farm if you aren't fully blind. Oh, no, 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 no. He actually got another dink. It was just through the corner. Okay, okay. Oh, no, okay. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about here, folks. It got a little scary there.
I'm very wide-eyed right now.
Yeah, I think all of Complexity just saw God as they nearly lost.
look at TC. Look at TC in the back. He's like, yeah, okay. We got through that one, but just. Graham Pitt standing on the sidelines there. You can see the double thumbs up, slightly reserved after that one.
He's just whispered in their ear, we'll talk about that in demo review.
Yeah, that'll come later.
We'll come back to that one.
A bit sketchy, but all good as the guns back out. 5 rifles for Heroic, no AWP on either side of things here. Infinity Molly, top red house smoke, nades back the other way.
Yeah, they're not making noise, so Refresh isn't going to get instant info, and Molly exchanged. Heroic have got a much more aggressive setup for lane control. They've got full info right now of lane. If it's just going to be a flash off the wall, it's very turnable. But it is going to keep their feet planted, especially with a frag. Floppy has taken down Tessus. Are they still contact walking out A? Yeah, they've managed to get a boost set up. Fang has got a lot on his plate here. A lot to deal with as he looks for a late donut arrival. Attention is drawn, and a blood is drawn too. Shush, gone. Refresh reveals he still occupies. The bomb very late. With all this control, though, it's up to Cadian to find the timing, find the opportunity he so desperately seeks. They're actually trying to isolate Refresh, and he's ready for business. He's ready for Grim. He's taken down JT as well. Problems all over the shop for Complexity. Oh, and he might even get another here. Floppy's making no secret of his hunt. Refresh, ready, and delivers 4. Quad kill from Donut. Repels the invaders. A winnable clutch for Junior. Safe plant, possible. Finds it. They're both coming through. He can swing on this, trying to isolate. Junior knows there's one close. He's got a head on a swivel, and he picks it up. Junior goes 1v3 for Complexity's 4th. Doesn't even lose a point of health, and it was a very fruity round. They had a lot of moving pieces there.
Sorry, Alex, I missed all of that. Trying to get some technical issues sorted here, but nobody's picking up the phone. So hopefully it'll resolve itself going forward.
Yeah, I mean, usually you get back into it when Refresh is hitting all of these shots and you still pull it off. He gets 4 in this round. He did so much. but it's Junior that saves Complexity, and the elation is very palpable. Feeling good, fist bumps exchange, big smile beaming out of the North Americans on their T side. North Americans hasn't come out of my mouth all too often lately.
Yeah, look, we had Party Astronauts, but they weren't too much of a threat, and then we didn't do too many of the Liquid games, right, in the previous group that just come on past. But EG, I'm excited to see what they've been able to work upon, and Complexity is the ones that we missed out on at Katowice due to not being able to make the travel because of COVID. Now, look, 4 rounds already on the T side of things is great for Complexity, and they forced out a timeout early from Heroic here. They're going to have to just chip in with a couple of light pistol upgrades for 5-7, some deagles, some smokes. That's all they really have to write home about here. Now, we saw some wobbles for Complexity when it was just the USPs earlier. Maybe they can avoid all of that this time round. JT up and over on the box, and, well, he's going to get a fight. Tessa's chipped away at down to 57.
He is on an island. If he can somehow, with his very best acting, sell that there is more than one person that they're about to be executing into, it does just look like it's going to fall into the full B exec. They're taking cave control now. They've still got 4 feet planted on A. So poor old Tessus just needs to kill the whole team.
Okay, simple stuff, I suppose. Just literally kill everybody.
They're still poking and prodding through mid as well. But that'll be enough. They cage Downs looks.
They can just execute B now, right? Like, this is the thing. Through cave against pistols, it is a little bit risky, but they're about to find out nobody's home. The smokes are raining on and over, and it's Tessus with this 5-7.
Yeah, 50 HP, no armor. He'd love a quick headshot and does more than you could have asked from him. Delays, bomb to be planted now, safe. It's just their numbers that are threatening. You don't want to be too grouped up. Junior's posted up on long side.
They have a smoke for like cave or top ramp here as part of the retake, but no flash to help them go here. So it's not going to be, easy for the CTs to find too much in this. There's that smoke. All the kills should just keep on coming. Junior with one, Floppy with the other. There's a shot from Shush, but it will just be Cadian residing. And, well, I'm sure he would love to get on out of here with another USP kill. He's already showed some style points on that throughout this map. It was the pistol round. And, oh, hello, I'll take a gun. Thank you very much.
That's a bargain.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. Oh, won't survive. Cadian goes on down. It was a risk. And he wasn't going to be walking away with anything from that round regardless. So AWP ball up from Refresh, dropped across to Cadian. Buys are coming through. And let's see if Heroic can start mounting a little bit of a CT side haul here, because I said 4 was good, 5's better, 6 is great. Anything more than that...
Is 7 brilliant?
Yeah, like once we're getting into the realms of 7 or 8 on the T side, you have to think you're cooking with gas here.
Yeah, the CT bias, when you take a look, it's still sticking around in terms of rounds accrued. Stound's been a regular presence in Cave. We'll get to see how that dynamic shapes up as a boost and a flash for the late peak.
Well, this is one way to try and find a pick, but you...
Oh, that's gross.
I was going to say dedicating a lot of resources. Guess, like, it's quite worth it there when you take a pick like that.
It's through the door. I mean, Junior's body, he's probably never died from something as deep as that.
They're rerouting real quick. This is quite fast towards Donut.
Yeah, and if they can just get through Refresh, he was such a problem last time. They have to clear their corners, and Floppy has provided. Neutralized him. Shush timing on Temple. Will catch Floppy just before the toes. Force him back. Flames down, and bomb should be shortly. JT, as of yet to frag, and he's been caught through the smoke, through the box. Double penetration.
Cadian's lining up a retake smoke right now. Not sure if this is going to be for main or Donut here.
Grim is going to actively fight. He can't let them walk through, have Temple, and that's the fight he needed to win. Fang wins his. They get away. This 2v4 looks real. Very real if Grim can just isolate. It's too much for him. Shush, quick to turn into the fight. We get 3 out of Shush on the A defense.
Good stuff right there. And I love the call from Complexity after realizing where the AWP was. They scramble quickly towards A, knowing there's not going to be an AWP Donut, knowing there's not going to be an AWP top mid, or over towards that Temple's position to stall them out. They put themselves in an advantageous position with the fights, but great stuff from Heroic on the retake. They had really good utility.
Yeah, the kit was on Testis' body as well. That was the only one, so full 10-second defuse just about across the line. Survival not easy, though, and you swing into Shush. He was ready. So, a must-win round found for the Danes.
Okay, well, they retain everything they need in complexity. They have exactly the same over there. So a full buy for both teams going back into round number 9, and quite a lot of presence towards A. Fang Baby sitting mid. Floppy going to sell something over towards B. Grim, JT, and Junior to go for a contact play into Shush's domain.
Very confident to take those wider peaks.
It's awfully quiet on B, though.
Yeah, a little suspicious. So we'll be there, and Tessus' head will not.
That's huge. That is massive right now because it's going to force this A defense to be even weaker. It's currently just Shush behind the bomb boxes. Cadian's had to go red house. This nade is perfect. Boom.
Oh, that's 100 damage or thereabouts, and Shush alone is called for backup. Cadian to provide it. They're a bit slow now, a bit hesitant. I think that nade alone has got them a bit shaken.
Flash fighting.
Oh, Shush, they don't need any help. A two-man A defense, and Shush lives on. Stown as well, chips in from way back on CT. Yeah, and that, you know, I mean, it felt like they got everything they wanted there, Chad.
Yeah, and they committed towards A knowing it was weaker, but it's realistically that nade and then the one-at-a-time nature. It didn't feel like there was any trade potential on any of those deaths just there, right? So that's a huge issue, and it should just be the save here. They are going to look for a peak with another boost, but the longer they stay in this, the more that Cadian's AWP can be trained.
If you jump, oh, he didn't.
I'd be surprised if they want to give away these 2 rifles here for free.
Yeah, 18 seconds. I mean, they've actually managed to find a way in, but no time for fun and games, surely. 12 seconds, a 2v2 established. What are you going to do now?
You have to plant.
Yeah, and that's what they're going for. Stown should have this dead to rights, and he does. And so the round concludes. Junior can't die after time. He might. He's got to take this fight. It's fine.
Everyone puts down their guns, right? You get the AWP back for Cadian, Junior gets to keep his, so they're happy with that. Now, as we mentioned, 5 rounds is already pretty good on this T side for complexity here. But they're having some close opportunities, right? They're getting it down to the wire. They just made a 4v2 actually look winnable. If they had a couple more seconds on the clock where they didn't have to panic with the plant, maybe it could have been enough to get them across the line. But a good round from Floppy. He had the opener towards B, found some traction over towards A. But now we have to turn towards Junior. You've got the AWP. You've saved it. And you're the only man who can find impact for the team in round number 10.
Lovely connection.
Kind of felt the way that JT was jumping there, like he had a lot of hang time, right? He was just up. It wasn't a cross.
Just like the pogo boots.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello? Oh, no. Oh, go.
No.
Oh, Tessus down. M4 on the ground. It's down to spray them down.
Well, that's handled now, isn't it? And this nade is going to add insult to injury here. Just going to chip away more damage to Junior. 28 points of health remaining. Now it's a question of, do I save the AWP for the next minute? 60 seconds of save simulator?
It's an unenviable position to be put in, but he kind of has to. And
Is
Floppy...
that the next game mode?
What?
We got retakes. We have save simulator. So it's just a T, just like in spawn somewhere. And the CT's on the other side of the map. And they have 15 seconds to find him.
I'll give you 2 guesses who'd be the #1 ranked on the server.
James.
What? No, it's all about Chad Burchill, obviously. You'd be saving a mean AWP. Yes, James. Yes, James was what I was going for there. Junior, however, is still willing to take a little look. He's got to defend the push. He's got CT to be concerned about as well.
You know what I'd like to see? A JT kill. Yeah. I remember a JT kill.
Yeah, you do. They stick around.
So one of those would be lovely going forward here. Now, as the time slips through the hourglass, the push comes ever closer. Now, Junior, it can get worse for you, my friend. After time death, maybe it's better just to die now. Oh, maybe it was better to die now.
It was so much better.
Oh, no, Junior.
It's so bad.
I'm sorry, mate.
This is horrible.
I'm really sorry. You are dead.
He's got flash bongs. 4 people pushing him.
Oh.
That was mean. That was mean.
But that is Counter-Strike.
Yep, that was proper Counter-Strike. So it was in his interest as they snuck to just take a fight and go on down. Didn't quite see the full 4-man heroic hunt coming in.
Well, save simulator. Junior's failed his first test.
Yeah, he did. And we can see Stown just finishing off the round here as they did try and full commit off of Grim's pick. It's justifiable, just didn't quite work out.
Do you know Shush is a bit of an AWPer?
been known to walk?
Not really, but here's the A anchor. So if there was ever going to be a time that you want someone to pick up the big green, A wouldn't be too bad to do exactly that. So Cadian and Shush are wielding Zwei-Orps as we do get back into, well, I wanted to call it a rifle round, but it looks really odd, guys, because Junior, he couldn't actually buy himself anything.
No, but he's using the bomb as Kevlar.
He dropped him a P250 and he got a smoke.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Charity.
Nice and deep one there. You can see that that is the least enticing to walk through. Doesn't stop Floppy with his knife out, charging through, and will maintain lane.
Step it on through right there. So he's taken a bit of unconfirmed damage early. Grim also takes some chip damage, down to 53 points of health, and they're setting up for an A execute. And without any mid pressure here, I'm not quite sure how this one will lie. Shush's AWP trained on in. Cadian's has actually been pulled off the line, so the execute is accomplishing what they set out to achieve. And Fang takes down Stown, looking for some info.
Oh, Cadian's already got this posted up on the donut cross. You will not pass.
It's just Tessus on B right now. The defense for Heroic still has plenty of time to pivot. Refresh is coming on over. Util extremely light on, so need to do this with bullets. Too many angles.
Too much to handle. They can't even get the bomb down unless JT's ready to, provide a frag. He has. Grimdot clear in his corners leads to his death. That's a weird one.
KDM must have just been staring at him.
Hello? And now it's up to JT and Junior.
The unarmored Junior and the first kill of JT. Can they convert the sixth?
Yeah, that no armor. This is going to be the ramifications unless JT gets it. He knows he has to actively fight, and Shush ducks under the line. 1v1. What are you doing? He sticks around. He has no bullets. Oh my lord. Okay, Junior. The no armor warrior.
Did he just try to pick up the defuse kit?
He did.
What do you think it was?
Just a really weird shaped gun.
And this is the... Yeah, he's noisy. Katie has... He just jumped.
What a round. what a kooky one. Junior, let's see this again. He's looking for gun, bullet, pistol, miss, cocked. Okay.
That P250 somebody dropped to him as well. So a full donation round there. As out mid we go. Shush has got the opener. Fang's got a trade. Cadian's got one back, and we're into A.
Yeah, and they are in. Grim is fully crossed. It's going to be a big fight here. He's tucked into Temple, spotted out, shot out. Lurky smoke, he peeks ahead of it. It was just the fakey decoy. And that's a big floppy piece. 2 of the 3 required to isolate the Jules. That's 6-6 straight back from Heroic in a very pacey round.
I feel like right now for Complexity, their heart is telling them probably to force buy with how much damage they're doing in these rounds. But they might need to take a save scenario here. And this is how skirmishy mid can get. It might remind people of Cash or Cache, depending on where you're from. In mid, where it was very scrimmy with the smokes and mollies and everything, and you're in your face. And if you win out that fight early, you're likely going to win the round.
One of the reasons people loved Cash mid-fight, or just Cash in general, was because you had so many mid-round 3v4s, 4v3s that had viable and gaps to be exploited. I think Ancient perhaps similar in that respect.
Well, they're going to go out through this mid-smoke here, and it will just be Glock. So I don't expect too much unless Floppy can find anything with the Deagle. And, well, Floppy's already dead. The Glock, it's found one. Refreshes. The Glocks have found 2 kills.
It's Junior. He's got no armor again, so he's going to win the next round.
Cadian's got 19.
Yeah, he started with like 7 and 0 and hasn't really let off the gas. Farming.
So 6, great half. Fantastic half. And they've actually called a timeout here to see if they can get a couple more. So Complexity will have one more full buy round. If they plant, they could get themselves, well, it's going to be close to 2. And if they're able to grab 7 rounds on the half for a map like Ancient, they should be smiling from ear to ear. They'll be moving on to the easier side of things on their map choice very shortly. Cadian just absolutely chewing them up. Refresh doing the same from the Red House. The AK spray, that second one was tidy. But it wasn't too much to worry about when you do consider the buy. Now, here we go. Cadian is 10 kills ahead of anybody else on his team. And the top fraggers over there for Complexity are Junior on 12 and Floppy on 11. That's been your scores on the doors update for everybody playing at home. Back into it. Timeout has subsided. Let's take a look at what they have decided upon. They've had their 30 seconds to chat this one through. 2 players towards B lane, not just going to be the Floppy lurk. He's got JT to assist with a flash here. If this could be a good flash. Cadian's pushing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Floppy's ready for the Down engagement with the perfect unison. Heroic hyping me up. Fang going for a real audacious one.
Okay, Fang.
Yeah, Flash, welcome to Pro CS. That's brutal. There's 2 of them. And now slipping out was JT. He's pulled another one of them off.
If they could push into B right now, they can grab some space. Just have to get past down. Junior's seen him. Arm spotted. In they go. Bomb on his back. 2 smokes. Plenty of opportunities in this 2-on-3 to make this one work.
Yeah, they just bump the smokes down. That will at least encourage and entice Heroic closer to the site. Plenty of time to stretch their legs. Junior considering a regress.
If he pushes down, there's going to be 2 players.
That's the fight. That's the fight he was looking for. And now the molly will stop the chase, or will it? It has tamed Shush and Tessa's progression. Lots of time on this bomb. Junior doesn't want to scope again.
They're executing on B as CTs.
Yeah, they are. Both sides smoked.
Junior's dead.
He's a dead man. Not even considered it. Left looking silly. JT has to do the same to them. Oh my god, he hits them both. And now all onto Stown, and he goes down as well. JT, a hero round. 1v3, 4K total, and Colin found a 7th.
Beautiful stuff. JT there, look, he's been quiet throughout, but you put him in a position, he's going to deliver right there, and that is a massive round tier. It's going to break the back a little bit financially speaking for Heroic, and they could even walk away with a half-win complexity. Great stuff. Those 2 are beautiful, and then he knows where the final man is. Stown just took down Junior over towards Cave, and another headshot. JT getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, he's only had a couple of frags before that one, but that is all he needs to provide a 7th for the boys. Against all odds, and Shush's Deagle is okay. Okay, well, not such a broken back anymore. In fact, they're already starting to claw it back. They're into the site. Fast flanks are going to be part of this Heroic agenda. They've already got Stown deep into lane as Kaden and Shush just depart A.
They'll be bringing Sexy back if they're able to convert this one right here. Another man disadvantage situation.
Down, walking around. He's actually caught a nice little timing to take out Floppy's head. Who was responsible? It was Fang. Gets it eventually. Don't give up on this hold. Refresh trying to wrap the smoke. This reload might entice him further. Time-sensitive mission now as they look to win out the T-half. Shush denies, and it's all Shush. He started the round on A with a 1-bang, finishes it with 2 in quick succession on the other side of the map. Heroic can thank their lucky stars. They got Shush on that Deeg. 8-7 on the half. The Danes leave with the lead.
I think we can be really proud of.
With only one Ancient on record, Heroic have come into 2022 and come into ESL Pro League's Group D with an Ancient up against Complexity and a pretty damn good haul. You can see it's all been smiles, fun and games and clutches, I think, to summarize. 8-7 as we swap sides.
Yeah, and that might be playing into this whole factor here of the Complexity pick, because the one time that Heroic have played this map this year, they lost at 16-14 to OG. So let's see if Complexity can do exactly that, picking up a necessary W in this best-of-3 series. But it's a fast B. We've seen this before.
We have. Are they ready for Fang? Gives them a little look, confirms there's a lot of players and the bomb spotted lane. Now suddenly their brains are filling with possibilities.
Well, the 1xbet odds at the top of your screen here are starting to tip in Complexity's favor ever so slightly.
Util in, it's about the first frag, and Floppy gets away with murder. Double, still alive, fresh clip, and Fang clicking. Struggling to put the bullets on Shush as he rounds the corner alive and flashed. It's Grim. Still capable, bomb to be planted, but the numbers tipping further and further in favor of Complexity, and just like that, the pistol win with 7 already in the bank. You start off CT side sprinting.
If they're able to convert now against the likely force buy here from Heroic, they're going to get themselves up to double digits nice and quick, right? Let's assume that Heroic go for this force buy. They're able to convert that, and then off the back of it, be setting themselves up for 10 rounds. Now, maybe I shouldn't assume, because we're already lost 10 seconds of the freeze time here as we get these highlights. Floppy with a wall bang. And I'm yet to see purchases coming out of Heroic here. It's getting light. Some P250s, a light forecast of a flash and 2 smokes.
Oh, wow, okay.
But back to B they go. So JT and Floppy to lock this down. Now, it will be simple utility here on the B bomb site.
Yeah, they're about to get shredded. If they run into the MP9, there is no better weapon for this task. He hears a Glock. JT bloodlusting. He wants to farm up, and he does go with his teammates. The nice snappy one from Floppy as he leaves with 4 frags. Floppy up to 19, by the way.
Okay, so cancel the 3 double digits here. It wasn't the 4s. Now the AKs are going to come out. So Heroic are going to be threatening here to see if we can battle and almost keep this round for round. The coach looking very happy over there for Complexity, because things have started in a good fashion, I would say. This is the Floppy 4K. And the jump. Hello. Seen you for long enough. Thank you very much, JT, for the softened up damage. And away we go.
Floppy 4K. Like a Stewie 2K's bigger brother. Oh, careful now. Fang's just gone down. That was actually a combination of Cadian spray and some nades.
Yeah, they threw the Mopos smoke. You can... Oh, see that. JT with one back. Wasn't expecting another, but the trades are all over the place.
Look at this. 1 minute 33. It's a 2-on-3. Oh, no, Junior. Junior's just going blind. Straight in. He does do well to get a bullet to the head of Stown, but Grim, it's time for him to prove his salt, and betrayed by the sound. A single smoke getting caught in his socks. And they work it out. No threat there.
Okay, so now Heroic are the ones staring down the barrel of the double digi, and this is Cadian with the opening here. So smoke up, and he just holds down the trigger. So you can see there that Fang was attempting to use that Mopos smoke, as we've called it, to get a little bit more of an advanced line, and 5 bullets through. You take those. You will take those every day of the week. So good stuff there, as it will just be pistols for Complexity. 4 towards B, Grim towards A. And this is really going to stunt their growth on the CT side.
It is. I kind of like what they're going for here. They're going to have early access to info lane. And you'll have Fanger Jr. if they do try and walk into the site. Still just, I mean, you're looking for a kill. One would be fun. Smokes rain in. They don't have to go on this. That's the luxury. And it does seem like if it is a double pump, everyone's feet are in the right place at this point.
Yeah, the biggest issue right now is Stown, right? He's already pushed up top Red House. So even if it goes a little bit chaotic here, he will be there in enough time from a surprising angle to shut this down. But they're in. And you're not really going to spam with those pistols, are you, boys?
I guess you just flood out, don't you? You're kind of like a...
Clown car?
Yeah, I was going to say waterfall, but it's clown car, for sure.
How many can we fit in cave?
Ah, that's...
Yeah, just like a clown car. Made to look a little bit foolish right there. Just JT.
JT's got one of those flowers. Yeah, Cadian, you want to smell the roses?
Was JT in, and I mean Justin Timberlake,
yeah.
Was he in NSYNC or was he in Backstreet Boys?
Obvious.
I feel like Backstreet Boys.
The Backstreet Boys?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And did they do Cry Me a River?
That was Justin.
Okay. Oh, it was just Justin.
Just Justin.
Okay. Cry Me a River.
Yeah, some bangers over the course of his career.
Musical
It was
career?
NSYNC. It was NSYNC. We embarrassed ourselves. Sorry.
All right, no, that's all right. Look, we can't keep up with well, 20 years ago.
Do you know an underrated Justin Timberlake movie I enjoy is called In Time?
Yeah, it is actually really good. It's a great concept.
Like the concept is just worth watching.
We've been giving out movie reviews today.
We have. In Time. What's the synopsis so I can tell everyone? Like, let me get a professional synopsis of it. But either way, a timeout called by Heroic, and that is an indicative that they might be cooking up something special. TC is going to be on the mic as well, an opportunity for him to perhaps voice concerns. It doesn't look like there's too much to be concerned about, to be honest. You've got a very competitive Ancient here.
He's given a couple of nods.
Yeah.
A couple of nods there, and I'm sure we'll get a smile from him too. But this is the Rifles back out for Complexity here. Can they respond and get themselves up to the double digits of 10? Or Heroic going to show their T-side prowess as all 5 of them quite swiftly make their way over towards the B lane. JT Fang close mid, Junior to assist. It is just Floppy.
Oh, you rarely see a full commit
They're running
off spawn. Yeah, it's only Floppy. This is such a good call, but if he doesn't commit, he can at least play for the retake, not far off on finishing Shush. Junior has to be careful. Oh, they've already got deep smoke.
There's no kit.
Yeah, but you've got the whole team held at bay by a single $300 piece of util.
And look at all the utility left over that Heroic uses to save right now, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that timeout then came through with some information from Exist, like, hey, boys, this is one of their first kind of gun round gambits, because they threw a preemptive smoke, top long, ran through it, immediately smoked cave, and then just sprinted to get this speedway control.
Yeah.
So that's a unicorn round.
We haven't had a unicorn in 3 groups, at least for ourselves.
So that one right there looks like there's a slight flavor to it, right? Maybe that's a counter strat.
Straight off the back of attack into a unicorn round.
Yeah, that's...
I realize if my mum just tuned in, she thinks I'm speaking foreign language. Off the back of attack, we get a unicorn, and now we're off to the next round of play.
Oh dear. Okay, well, at least they retain all their goodies. They get the loss bonus, and now they can have full util. They can even have a couple of diffuse kits this time round. So positives, that's the best I can boast. But Heroic up to 11, 2 rounds the difference now. And we do look to get this one back underway. Now, this was played a couple of times in the RMR by Complexity, right? They played against Bad News Bears, ATK, and Amiga. Now they've gone for 4 B lean. So chopping and changing the CT setups quite consistently here, is it?
It's very gambly.
Ah, Grim, they're coming. It's just you.
Oh, he's so dead.
Oh, and you're blind.
It's a perfect pop. Oh, instantly pulls the trigger. Instantly does delete Tessus, but now his sight is lost. They are not going to go down without a fight this time.
Yeah, they should give this one a crack. They have a lot of smokes here for the retake. That's if the bomb goes down.
Got full temple control. Okay, he's
That's
actually
softened.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, another one.
Gets worse. Heard that. Oh my god, all these nades are also successfully chipping away, just carving out a path into the site. Fang spotted and swings to punish. Not going to clear big box. Refresh is in such a prime position now. They're going to assume it's clear. Oh. Nice from Fang.
Now the smokes come into play.
Cadian, crosshair is placed to try and deny on the tickle. Good adjustment, but still, it could fall apart. Fang finds it. Cadian can still win this time. Someone has to get on. It's Floppy with the kit. Floppy gone, and the round goes Heroic's way. Cadian comes up clutch. 26. This dude is leading from the front lines.
The lineups there on multiple occasions just worked in Heroic's favor time and time again. And in both rounds, they've been able to avoid this CT setup. It was a gamble in the previous, much heavier towards mid and A. This time round, it's B heavy, and they just go straight through Donut into the A site. Fang claws back 2, able to blast refresh right here on the peak on out. And I think the smokes are enough. The smokes aren't enough. Cadian doesn't need any vision right here. Time's the problem. The bullets are great, and Complexity lose everything.
Yeah, I mean, Cadian has almost double most of the players in the service score here. He really has just, like, he hasn't let off the gas since the pistol round.
Yeah, it's been a great showing from him, and that's a lot of impact here. these 4 rounds in a row have been difficult rounds to win. I think there's only been one of them that was an eco out of complexity, right? The rest have been with rifles. Sure, they've been able to get away with one without a single frag, and then they get away with one player surviving. So we've had both extremes in 2 consecutive rounds here, but we might get a bit of normality now as it is just a standard CT setup. Fang mid, Grim A, 2 Cave, and Junior, well, he's brought out the AWP, but we'll need to find some impact with that now. The team a little bit dry on this CT side. I think I might start listening to ancient ambient sounds to go to bed. Remove the grenades and bullets.
Yeah.
Just listen to the chirping.
You could have like a lo-fi beat on it.
Now we're onto something. Oh, nice deep donut smoke here as well. That means that either avenue on a peel through is possible, but Tassus is going red house. So many questions for complexity here. The North Americans scrambling.
This is going to keep them guessing and scratching for a while. And I don't envy Grim trying to hold cage red room with a FAMAS from spawn.
Yeah, they're opting to play essentially retake A.
Yeah, I mean, Fang, I wouldn't write him out of it, but they are going to show a lot of presence B. They look at the bomb.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly what I was just gravitating towards here. 40 seconds. Someone's going to have to grab that. And it's not going to be Shush. Look how far forward he is in
Fresh
their main.
has been dispatched. Knife out, realizing this is a bit of an awkward one. So we'll be back. You're going to have 15 seconds by the time you exec.
Is he going to have to go A? He is.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, Fang might hear him if he's running. Stown has opened up B, but Fang doesn't hear anything right now. Tess is through. Oh, they got a nice finish here. Nice finish. Tess is activated. You needed both, Fang. An opportunity did arise. But yeah, Heroic playing it very cool.
If that was intentional from Heroic, that was always going to be the play, that looks great, right? But if that wasn't intentional and they still pull it off, you get lucky sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, but that's very on brand for the way Heroic like to win rounds.
Very true.
Scroll wheel betrays Cadian, but he lives on.
He was a little bit worried. He left his mouse at home. I was talking to him yesterday about it, and he left his mouse at home.
I'm sorry. Unforgivable.
No. And the thing was, he had quite a good humor about it because normally, like, it's Refresh who forgets, like, the dongle for the wireless mouse.
Yeah.
So, you know, and he was joking about it. Cadian was joking about it in the room and then went in his bag and the mouse wasn't there. But luckily, you know, it's a pretty common mouse. They're able to just go pick him up one and he's back in play.
Funny, though. I mean, like, if you're a pro gamer, like, I reckon if I was making a checklist of things I need...
The mouse would probably be
things I need to pack. It's probably passport.
Yep.
Passport, mouse, keyboard. I reckon in that order.
And even if you forget the jersey, that's where you get the manager. He should be packing the second.
Yeah, I think the coach has to have like 6 just because he's got to be a bit of a babysitter as well.
Yeah, I think right there, maybe that's it. The manager just has to walk around with extra everything for all the players. Oh, you forgot your mouse pad? Don't worry. He just opens up his coat and it's just lined with peripherals.
Yeah, they've got 3, haven't they? They've got a mental coach. They have a...
Heroic this is.
Yeah. Exist. They've got Exist coaching. And they also have a new name.
Haste?
Haste, which, what was his actual technical term?
It's the analyst.
Job role. It's just analyst?
Yeah, and they
like
also have a manager.
Damn.
Yeah. Trolls Rubble is the mental coach. That's his actual name. That's not a joke.
Roba. Yeah, they're crawling for a little bit of mid-info here, and it looks like it might even be a mid to A. This is going to be a nice forward setup, though. The bait and switch is there if Grim does touch his A key. JT with first contact, loses his head. Nice from Grim. He's made it interesting.
He's stuck, though, now, isn't he? Look at the push through Red House.
Oh, you're absolutely bang on. It didn't catch how much ground they've covered. Look at that. And as soon as you lose that, the rotates are gimped, and so is Grim.
That would have been a decent... Oh, that's the bomb. That was the bomb. Now it's just Junior. Is he a junior? Like, you know, we've got Trace. I don't know if Trace is a junior, but I don't think he is. No, so but he's American.
Oof. What is going on? Grim's hit a scorcher, now Junior's hit another one. He knows where you are, and so do they, so it all ends fine.
Because if he's an actual... Would you name your kid after yourself?
No. Maybe I'd... Is it always yourself, or could it be like some sort of like...
Well, like, let's say... Okay, let's put it this way.
like my granddad's called Pete, right?
Yeah, and then
if
your
I
dad
loved
was Pete.
I loved Pete so much.
Well, then it wouldn't be a junior.
It wouldn't be Pete Junior.
It has to be like the lineage. It has to go bop, bop, bop.
Okay. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a good reason for it to be a custom. I think I'd rather just get a bit more creative.
Well, it makes spelling names a bit easier.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about anything new.
The JR would just trigger me, though. And they are launching Refresh and Cadian into Grim's domain. He's actually got the 8WP, and he's got himself one. Ready for a second. Smoke will plant seeds of doubt, and he can actually mantle up and peek over.
The platform's a nice position to reside around here if he does want to get a little bit aggro. He has JT to support. Floppy and Junior are about to push down long here.
This is a very aggressive defense. This could be the end of the round. No one's looking at ramp. They're not even considering it.
And they're noisy.
Not even considering it. Shush looks away for a second, half-heartedly. Looks like Grim does lose out on A, and timing bad from Floppy. Flaccid and dead.
That's one of the moments you wish the Observer didn't catch. Now we do go back to B, and JT and Fang are both here. This is defendable.
Yeah, they're going to try and make this B site impenetrable. Oh, and that's not the way to start it. Fang instead will have to do it all on his own. The transfer required was a bit too high and a bit too hot.
I feel like some of these reaggressors from Complexity have actually cost them more often than not. Remember the round where they played and it was like a full B lane aggro and then Junior pushed Cave late as another info play and just died? Like, if they just sat back and waited on their haunches for a while, they might be giving themselves a real shot in this, but
it's floaty, but is it like kind of, do you think sometimes they're not letting the game come to them?
Yeah, they're trying to force an issue a lot of the time here, and understandably so because Heroic move around a lot, so you want to get that info back, but Heroic are punishing it time and time again, and now we're into a hobbled buy and an A play, and frustration on the face of Fang.
Yeah, he's definitely an emotional, invested player, and the crosshairs are in the right place, but so is the flashbang. Grim demonstrating a confidence on this site. He is going to have to relocate, and they better clear their box, because Tessus has got him booked. Quick recovery required. Bomb's on its way to the other side of the map, and Tessus has already got full control. This is about to be a real problem.
Yeah, perfect. The smoke there completely denies this rotation point. Fang and Junior either wait it out or they flash through and fight, and that's not favorable. That's a 50-50. The reroute from both here, looking like they want to try and jump up Tetris, make their way up over towards B and flank on in.
Got two smokes. Ramp might be better.
No kit, though.
Oh, they both go for cave.
This is going to be like a shooting gallery for Cadian here.
Yeah, unless with his low HP, he's punished by a very quick react out of the young gun. No, he's pulled his nade out. Easy punish, not ready for Junior, and now it's the low HP. Maybe he can save them again. The smoke is on the mark.
10-second sit.
Posted and ready. 16-9. A close call, but it's Casper, Cadian, Muller. 31 as they sail through Ancient, the surprise pick. And Heroic post their first win on Ancient of the year. The series does continue. Do stay tuned. We're going to have some analysis up next from the boys on the desk. Get to hear from Maui, Blair, and Sudan.
I think we can be really proud of our performance, but we were also disappointed. We thought we would do better as well. But top 4 at such a big LAN tournament is really great as well. But I think it was weird for us we had like 6 days before we had to play, and it was hard to get into like the mental state of actually playing on such a big stage. So maybe the pressure got to us, and we were not experienced enough to handle that. So, but we keep learning. We take it with us for the next events.
Cadian there, living up to the timeless lyrics of Enrique Iglesias. I can be your hero, baby. Yeah, heroic performance from the man himself. 31 frags and just overall a strong team performance on the opponent's map pick. Heroic come out on top 16-9.
Yeah, overall very convincing second half there from the side of Heroic. But that being said, I felt like the first half, Complexity, they did everything they needed to do, right? 7 rounds on the T side of Ancient is definitely a good scoreline. If it's a map pick, they won the pistol round as well, able to convert the second round too. But after that, everything went the way of Heroic. And for me, it was more of the same from that CD side on Ancient, which I used to see JT calling in Extra Assault as well, where they're trying to kind of force things to happen, you know, trying to be aggressive, trying to go for this gamble, CD side stacks and whatnot. But that's also what Heroic do all the time. So Caden's like, you know what? I know what you guys going to do, and we're just better at it.
I at least liked the T side from Complexity there.
For sure.
That's one thing that I am happy about. The way that JT put some of those rounds together. There were a couple layers. Sometimes they're doing 2 things at the same time. And I think on a map like Ancient, it's imperative to throw out a little bit of misdirection. If you don't throw out any misdirection rounds, if things are just clear cut, CTs are so favored in so many of the angles that they play on that map that it's just simply essential. And so to see them sometimes get the better of Heroic, to actually catch a couple players from Heroic's defense out of position, that's what I wanted to see from Complexity today, and at least that's what I got.
Guys, there were some awesome clutches in this match. Let's take a look firstly at Juniors. Shout out to him. You know, he's been having some big words as he's started developing and been introduced into this Complexity lineup. And, you know, if we're seeing plays like that, maybe he can live up to his own hype.
I mean, if you're talking about Junior, we have to bring up that interview he gave to HLTV, right? I liked what he said there. He was like, you know, people who gauge what I was doing when I was playing for Furia, it wasn't the best I could have really shown there. You know, obviously different circumstances over there. In BNB, he was just farming some of the NA teams over there. But now coming into this lineup, he has a lot to prove. And sure, he had some really cool moments here. Unfortunately, just not good enough.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that he wasn't able to perform any better. We are still going to look at him in this graphic, though, Paula.
Yeah, we're still going to have him on our aim high head-to-head. And he's going to go up against the bad man himself, Cadian, with 31 frags. Hard to compare the two there since Cadian had such a standout performance. Maui, continue, buddy.
Yeah. The thing is that it's a good sign to see that Junior is at least backing up some of his words with his own play. To go just 16-16 against Heroic, you know, you'd obviously want a little bit more from him there, but it's a bright sign that Heroic, to me, is the strongest team in this group, without Boomich for Na'Vi. So if they can just kind of hold their own, if they can build off of halves like that and just look at that CT side and say, okay, we messed up a couple things right there. Like, Blay, you highlighted some of the faults in that defense. But if they are able to take forward things like that T side, then it makes the job of TC, JT, everybody looking at those demos a little bit easier. They're going to just recognize that we only really had one flawed half here. And if Junior can just bring out the op on that CT side, do a little bit more damage, this is a team that actually can steal a top 3 spot in the group.
Maui, if you're unhappy about Complexity's defense, perhaps they need to execute their keen offense even better.
Wow. You know, Paula, that's actually, I can't argue with that.
I know.
I can't argue.
I actually know that you can't, because even though it's like
better on T side, so you don't have to do as much on CT.
But even though it's like a cliche phrase, right?
Yeah.
If we can see them utilizing their firepower, their individual parts better as a unit, will that pay dividends for the team?
Of course. I mean, the thing is that right now, I think JT and the rest of the Complexity guys have probably, like, they have some strats that actually are going to work. They have some sneaky strategies. They have some, I kind of outlined just the fact that they throw a lot of misdirection at opponents. They caught Heroic with their pants down a couple times. The clutches, though, make me a little bit concerned, I will say, because the fact that they won 2 of those big gun rounds with big clutches means that maybe the T-sides were a little bit deceiving. Maybe, actually, I liked that more than I should have, because if you have to win a 1v3 with JT, 1v3 with Junior, then did the T-sides even put them in a good enough position? And maybe this was just actually a little bit of fool's gold right there in terms of how many rounds they got on T-side, where they found 7, which everybody's happy about for a map of Ancient. But if it has to be with 2 clutches, I think that's a little more concerning, Blah.
Maybe. It's still just their first opening game, though, so I'm just going to give them cut them a little bit of slack, though. Taking
a look at the boys on screen now, we can see that Complexity perhaps still full of life, laughing a bit there. I can see Grim grinning. And
laugh, love.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. Best offense is a strong defense, defense, offense. Look, up next, what is for certain, it's Overpass. It's Heroic's map pick, and they could very well do it in 2 if Complexity don't bounce back strong. Everybody at home, do not go anywhere.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
He's gone inside. Good. Oh, 2 people down in the middle. He wasn't moving. He had no idea what was happening. I'm fishing and going. There's 2. There's one on the island and one on the... Island boy. At the ruins here? Oh yeah, let's go. I'm on the... I'm going bottom, I'm going bottom. Cool. Ooh, someone bumping. Yeah, he's bumping onto one of the houses. Parachute on a house. Behind him. This is one. He's climbing the ladder here. Beautiful. Okay, I'm bumping that guy.
2 on the one behind you.
Yeah, on that thing. Oh, okay. What a funny game that was.
Counter-Strike. I'm sure you do too. That's why you're here. That's why you're spending your afternoon, probably your early evening. What does 5:30 quantify as?
Early evening.
Spending your early evening watching some Counter-Strike, and I'm doing the same. ESL Pro League, baby. 15 seasons. That's what the X and the V indicate, at least according to the Romans. And, well, these Romans are marching to battle on Overpass.
I'm just checking when evening is. Evening is defined as 6 to 9 p.m. So...
late afternoon?
I think, yeah.
Early evening.
Must be late afternoon here.
All right.
Wait, hold up. I find conflicting evidence here. Evening is from 5:01 to 8 p.m. Well, then what's
5:01? What? So you're saying at 5 o'clock? You're telling me in the afternoon?
I'm so confused right now.
Well, this is we're getting the answers. Don't worry, guys. We're here to provide all of the answers to those must-answer questions.
Okay, here you go. Here's one. Depending on the speaker, it may start as early as 5 or 6 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. I also think that perhaps the light that we're operating with as well, like there are, you know, depending on the seasons.
CET,
Oh no, I was thinking
winter,
exactly
spring,
like a
autumn.
winter. I think a winter afternoon is shorter. Wow. Some things to think about.
Really ponder about this, guys, as we get underway, because Complexity, they need to mount a much better defensive side of things here, because they were blown over on Ancient. This time around on Overpass, they're going to have to hold on up.
From blown over to blowing me away, 1 in 6 Google searches have never been searched before.
That's mental.
And if you Google search the 1xBet odds of this game, it would say 1 to 6.75. Grim gets a little info. Was that 1 bullet fired? It was 1 Glock spotted.
Yeah, and this is a real problem, because if they just execute towards B, they're all going to be stranded towards shore, and that is not a place that you want to find yourself. So Grim, we're going to need some crisp clicks as Tassis is lining up a Heaven Smoke and launches, and away they go.
Yeah, Kit and smoke on JT, so you don't have to go too wide, but he has, and yeah, I think Chad Birchall's already given us the report. You're not clearing this. Oh, Tessus nearly gets 2. Fan coming in from Monster side. He is exciting me if JT can click on Cadian. Unfortunately not. Cadian continues to be a problem as he is in good form. In this late flank, Junior gets knifed. Cancelled.
Come on, Refresh, have some fun.
Come on, man.
Come on. All right, well, that's the pistol round to Heroic right there. And as soon as Grim died, just based off of the setup, the round was over. That's unfortunately sometimes how the cookie does crumble. Are you a fan of cookie dough ice cream? A lot of people don't like it.
It's a personal favorite.
Oh, okay. On you.
You know what I hate, and I don't know why they haven't, but cookie dough doesn't get sold just as cookie dough outside of America.
Yeah.
Why are we not selling that? I'd eat that with a spoon.
Yeah, I don't know. It comes in those like weird sausage-like packages.
I would go to town on that. Vanilla ice cream optional.
Now, Scout for Junior up on the planter. Over towards Long. JT in the upper bathrooms to assist. And going through the paces. Shush is the connector player.
I like
Refresh babysitting B.
Nading off the door and having the deagle spam makes it a whole lot more threatening in terms of just showing that early CT and defensive presence.
One of the things that's happened with that door being blown off, it burns out an extra T-smoke a lot of the time. Now, if they don't clear their upper bathroom... Oh, there's a stack here.
Yeah, there is.
This is about to get messy.
I think Grim might just be in time. Oh, Tessus has bested him. They can still close in on them. There's 2 from long side. Fang just needs to take some sort of distraction, some sort of contact. The flank is late. Junior long, floppy run down over the dice box, and it is still 1 between the eyes.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, Junior puts 1 into the spine, and that will be all we have to talk about. 2-0, Heroic. Nice triple out of Tessus.
Soon to be 3-0 here, because it'll have to be an eco out of Complexity. They want to get the guns up in the following round. I think that JT might even be dropping that AWP over in the next round to that of Junior. We'll have to wait and see how it comes out in the wash. And the reason I say that is because Junior's just actually invested $700 into a deagle. And JT with 3.4K is yet to buy anything. So he's got an in-game leader that thinks he can get it done on the big green. He's going to have to show that merit. But away we go. And who's going to farm up the early frags here? 4 towards B, Junior towards connector with that deagle. And just a USP for Shush.
That's all he needs. It's actually not going to be peeked on with that pin in his hand, and now they have a chance to run into the spray. There you go. Nothing to pick up there. He's only equipped with the USP. He does get to drop that Molotov to essentially buy time. Some would say waste time.
Yeah, he's going to go down here, I think. It's just how much more he can take with him, because if he can get a kill and grab a rifle, that's going to make it even better, because next round I'm sure that he's going to be tasked with dropping something for JT, and JT would much prefer a Galil or an AK as opposed to an MP9. But this is a great start for Heroic here again, just keeping it simple. One round towards B on the pistol.
Do you want another fun fact?
Sure.
Reach into the bag and pull out. Barry Manilow, you remember him?
No.
He's from Take That. Okay, this is for my UK lot. Barry Manilow's #1 hit, I Write the Songs, wasn't written by Barry Manilow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit on the nose with the
name. He wrote
name.
a whole song that he writes the songs. Well, he didn't, actually. That was the whole fact.
Bit of egg on his face there, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever had egg on your face? You know,
I think during, like, we call it levers or schoolies in Australia, like where, you know,
Do you wear shirts, like white shirts, everyone signs them?
Yeah, we always had white shirts. That was our, like, uniform. White shirts with navy shorts. People would throw eggs.
I'm jealous
Halloween.
of school shorts, man.
Oh, yeah, Australia, you're not wearing trousers.
Damn.
You wear trackies in winter, but you're not wearing trousers, and you definitely ain't wearing a tie at an Australian public school. Let me tell you that much. Yeah. Now, we do get the terminology kind of mixed up every now and again, but a public school is one that is government funded, guys, not how you guys put it in the UK.
For some reason, we just like to be different and difficult and worse.
Well, all about for Junior here. It's a 4-man B lean early. Hello, JT.
Oh, that's a cappuccino, extra frothy.
His parents aren't happy with that. He has left so much food on his plate.
Oh, you know what? Like, I cooked this meal.
You don't even...
And you spit in my face.
Oh, dear.
JT is going to be crying a river after that one.
Oh, Junior, can you make up for that mess? They're coming.
Oy, oy, oy.
Those little noggins over the top of the rock.
He's managed to at least get away. That is a huge component of winning and recovering from the 4v5 disadvantage.
Well, I like this, though. Fang into connector, Grim, Floppy, and Junior now all on A. And we know that Heroic like these little mid-round games, but if they continue forward, they will be finding themselves in the stack. Fang can't overpeak, and they're pushing on up. So this aggression, it's coming through, but this time a bit more weighted.
That is a big find, and it is going to be
Oh, they think it's going to be B. Yeah.
No. False info, bad info. Floppy will hear this. Floppy hears this. Summons the troops. Junior posted, flashed, and strikes again. Great recovery here. Floppy should have this dead to right. Stown picks up the bomb and gets away with it, but there is a bank presence in Junior. Uh-oh. A little gap on that smoke. Heroic, they're looking threatening. And with the bomb now ticking in their favor, this is so losable. If you hit another, now it's a problem. Refresh doesn't have the health, and Hang provides the help. That got really scary for a second, but that's complexities first.
Right there, if Refresh gets the other kill on the Rifler of Fang, and then it becomes a one-on-one against the Orpa, it's anyone's. It's anyone's round. This is the opener. Yeah, wow. And you think about that if it was Refresh to clutch and JT was the guy who made a meal of that situation. But a great round to recover here. They do retain an AK and an AWP. And speaking of AWPs, Cadian's got his out on the other side. He was hot to trot in the last map of play. Let's see what traction he can find here early. Full buy for both teams. Bucket loads of utility. And Junior and JT, the double Js over towards A.
JJ.
Nice easy little bathroom lineup there, and this will be the divider molly with the run and throw. So this will force JT and Junior to either drop on back and play a little bit more passive because they're worried about a burst through the toilets, or it'll force them to look for info. And well, actually, I think JT's just wide swung and cleared balloons. So that means that Fang, Floppy, and Grim don't have to rotate, and JT can actually bolster the B bomb site.
You're playing with fire on that jiggle, Floppy. Once info confirms that there was no one there, but the util implies an otherwise, and Heroic, 50 seconds. They've been stopped at the gates. The portcullis falls, and now the execute's going to be late. Smoke will fade. Is there more to come?
Nose flash here. The timing on this is going to be everything.
Oh, and Tessus gets it before the flash pops. That's dreamy. The boost is better. Heroic, they pick apart at the defense. There was 3 people there. And now none. JT trying to knock that goose egg over and actually takes both. Fang and Floppy's hard work was not for naught, but Junior will not be Winterested. That's interested in the win.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be. He should be interested in the save, which is Sinterested, as he looks to retain this over towards Bank. Now, there's only one little detail which could have potentially changed the outcome of that round. The fact that Junior and JT were playing so passive on the site, they could have, and you can see it with Junior here, re-smoke Monster from CT spawn one last time. But on that fade, if you're Floppy, you know how risky it becomes. There's more than 2. There's so many problems. They could be playing in the fade of the smoke. They could be lining up a nose flash like they were. So he's trying to peek and take the fight and be preemptive about it, but just walks on in, cops the bullets, and then the dominoes fall completely over towards B, and Heroic get back towards their winning ways with a technical timeout called. So we might have a little bit of a break here for everybody. But we did have a lot of people chipping in during our first series of the day. We asked you to use the hashtag ESL Pro League to have a little bit of a tweet, send us what you're doing, how you're watching, how you're enjoying your Wednesday, and you get up to more of that.
I love that, especially because I've always, secretly wanted to be doing radio.
Okay, you and OJ.
After my student radio days, I got a taste for it, and it was the funnest part when people text in. But I just wish I had like a number, like, send us your messages on 56668. Let us know. We can get involved on the show. You can, though. Just head over to Twitter. And I'm going to give you another incredible fact.
Incredible?
Incredible.
Is it about the Incredibles?
I wish. I do like...
Don't give us the Ladybug one again. We've had that one.
Polar bears cannot be seen by using night vision equipment. I'll tell you why.
After this ad break.
Stay tuned.
We're not going to an ad break.
No, don't. Hey, get your bottom and sit back down, young man.
Well, why? How?
I'm guessing it's because they've got so much like insulation that because it's a heat. Is it heat-based night vision?
I don't know anything. Night vision is thermal.
No, you're right. Okay, so I had a theory. It was like blubber and bone or something I was going for.
But maybe it is.
Maybe. They don't expand on it.
It must be.
Why? Everyone, let's put our heads together. If we put all 60,000 of our heads together in a circle, we'll work out why polar bears cannot be seen using night vision equipment.
I just thought you had to eat a lot of carrots to get the night vision. Do you want to spoil that one for everybody playing at home?
I'm sorry, I just got another crazy one.
Another one.
I don't want to spoil it. I'll save this for another tech, because I think we might...
It's still the same tech.
Are we still in it?
Oh, wait, they're ready now.
Okay, cool. We'll put that in my pocket, but I'll give you a teaser. It's to do with your favorite fruit.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, actually. I had no idea where to go with that. Yeah, your favorite fruit. You could have said anyone. Me, for example. Yeah. I'd be your favorite fruit, anything. Babe. Let's get back into this one. Round 6, and already we are seeing Heroic starting to lay the groundwork for a dominant T-side here. Junior's saved AWP is about the only thing they have to celebrate as they catapult afresh in the trebuchet towards B. And JT is going to hit the one bang. In one of the universes this round is played.
Or he's going to cop one. One of the two is likely. Now, one of the situations that you're looking for in this scenario is to find the AWP. It's like, where's Waldo or where's Wally? Really depends on where you're from. But this is where's the AWP. And once they identify where the AWP is, they can circumvent it. So far, they know nothing is long. They know that Deagle is bathroom, and Fang, he's peeking on up into this. Tasses removes. And look at Stown. He's gone for a leisurely stroll in the park, and he's going to come around and... Good night, sweet prince. See you later, JT. This one ain't for me as he dances with Floppy, and, well, that should be securing another save from Junior. Now, could we please, Mr. DJ, go to Cadian? Thank you. Now, I was also talking to Cadian, and I didn't have a knife on. It was vanilla. He just got it. And I said, what's going on here? I said, why don't you have a knife? And he said, well, you know, I've got told by my boys, I think it was Refresh and Stown, who are apparently skin connoisseurs.
Oh, yeah?
That they didn't like where he was at. They didn't know what type of knife user that Cadian was going to be. And they were going to let him know today which knife and glove combination he should have been donning on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And he said it would be a surprise for everybody, but it's still vanilla. So I guess they didn't come to a conclusion of what Cadian should be using just yet. It might still be in the works. I always feel like a butterfly knife for an AWPer. Seems kind of swish.
I do like the Jame flip knife where you just constantly have the little flip on your quick switches.
You cut your finger?
Yeah. Oh, no, just the old-fashioned flip.
Ah, okay. Yes, I'm with you. I don't know what the one that cuts your finger's called.
Oh, the butter knife looking one. Yeah, not my fave.
No, not mine either.
Bit girthy for me.
I wanted the skeleton knife in maybe
I try
a red variety, a slaughter variety.
I'm just one knife down now. It's in the ether. I was sending it to Blair, and it's been held up in the trade negotiation, or whatever it's called, for another 10 days.
Don't we know someone? Can't we get like Gabe on the line?
I don't know, but we were like in the middle of a queue, and I was like, hey, check your trades, like all excited, like, hey, he was complaining about never having one. I sent him my skeleton, and now none of us have a knife. It's
floating.
It's just floating in escrow.
Okay. Well, that sucks, but think about it, when you get it back, it's going to feel really good.
And I hope Blair has a nice couple of months with it, you know?
Are you going to lend it for that long?
I figure. I mean, he still hasn't got to use it yet.
You know who has a lot of knives and keeps opening more? Mr. Harry Russell. So maybe you could see if you get a loan from him.
He didn't pipe up when Blair was asking, that's all I'm saying. Greedy Harry Russell. And Junior, is flashed off and doesn't pull the trigger. Could have perhaps connected. We will see this aggressive CT hold. This is what Overpass is known for. You are going to have CT's positioned for aggressive info plays, and Testis is...
Oh, we saw one.
Oh, you geek. Gets the info safely and can just tuck away. That's more than just the one player he's seen, though, because he can assume that that's been facilitated by teammates.
Yeah, you can't stay that far forward on your lonesome here, and his spot has been spotted, and it's immediately forced JT and Grim to siphon on back passively. Now, Grim's going to stay upper bathrooms. Junior in tow. Could get dicey here in a mo.
In the words of Santa Claus, your wives.
Sorry, what?
Nothing. I was about to make an inappropriate joke, but I decided now's not the time. Okay. Especially with the current environment about talking smack about people's wives.
Yep.
Oh, hello. Floppy, continuing on his jiggles, is not...
Oh, smooth.
Yeah.
Heaven smoke.
It's Fang and Floppy.
35 seconds, boys. What's the play?
It looks like it's going to be a B finish with a fake from Shush down committing. This is so heroic. This is how they win 2v. This is how they win 4v5s.
The A guys need to go now.
Yeah, they're not showing anything. What the? Oh, he's trying to fake it.
Now they need to go A.
Oh, they go A, and then Cadian plants, and they play how they have to plant this.
But Shush needs a kill.
This is...
Oh. Oh. Guys, he's B. Time to... Oh, he had time to plan if he immediately went for it now, but just retaining the AWP. It's all good. We'll hold on to it and does some more damage on the way out the door. So, sure, it's not the round, but you can see the funky, heroic plays, and that's kind of what we like them for, right? They do some out-of-the-box stuff. It doesn't always make sense, but when it works, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And we sit there going, oh, there are such geniuses. It does look a bit silly when it doesn't work. You have a 4v5 and you split them up into a 2v3 on each side. That's not how maths works or how 5 players can position, but you know what? You understood the sentiment.
You guys get it.
You got it.
You understand.
The OT broke me, Chad.
In the best possible way, though.
In the best way possible.
It was great. That's a great way to kick off this group, really.
Yeah.
We've had some, well, how do we put it? Some snooze fests for openers, right? We've had some just absolute drubbings. And I thought when it started with the 16-1, we were in for a bit more of that. I thought that Ego were going to roll over and die, but they put out one hell of a fight, and that is going to excite me for the rest of the opening matches here within Group D. 12:30 every day, Ago in the server, Ultimate on the AWP, Fiku roaming around on that rifle, Milky on the secondary. Oh, we're going to get excited about it, don't you worry about that. But here we go, timeout called, back into play, and both teams pretty set.
I'm always interested when I get a CT tucked and aggressive, because he's on a timer now. If JT does fall back, we will see Grim recede as well, but he's posted up for Shush's crawl, and this is the first contact potentially. Tessus, though, he tends to get his information safely. You can see he's in a position to make...
So geeky,
yeah, he is. Full-on anime protagonist, gets the info and then pushes up his glasses with his middle finger.
His biggest issue is if he tries the slide play again, which he just used, it feels like Junior's line is a little bit wider, so might be able to deal with that. Molly shouldn't spread. Junior has cover. Molly is also going to push Grim back, so slowly corralling the sheep.
Oh, that's ambitious, and he commits to it. So goes one and done.
Oh, and that's another kill.
And there's the other. Yes, down on Cadian have combined for a man advantage. Can change and does, thanks to JT and his handy work on Party.
Well, you know that Junior's the AWP A. You might want to get a move on B right now.
They come and knock in. Floppy just dancing on the pillar. He's got full commit, and he does isolate Refresh, who was ahead. Cadian keeps it interesting. 11-1. Cannot stop fragging Kincadian. That's the angle. Tiny slither gap. JT's been punished for it. The nade not going to finish the job. Just shaves 3 off of Stound's gob.
25 now. They need this kill just to alleviate a bit of pressure so Stound can help out Cadian.
He knows he's being hunted. And eliminated. Junior hasn't moved a muscle, and Cadian delayed this plan. And not ready for the fight. That's the bomb. He gets it. It's down to plant the 1v1, though realistic. Takes it. Junior's in the open, and the round goes Colm's way. What on earth just happened?
Yeah, I think that Cadian didn't want to plant because the player could have been in water, could have been close, right? There was too many unknowns with the late round there, but stepping on out, and Junior with another clutch, right? He had that one over there on Ancient, and he's able to pick this one up here. And Stound, during all of this, is just trying to make it so that he can assist Cadian. But as soon as Cadian picks, that's it. And he missed the shot too. Looked like Cadian shot first down. Doesn't want to go the bomb down, and that might come back to bite them in future rounds here without that extra cash. Now, still have the round lead, and another close one. That's Complexity. They have posted 3 at this point. How many more can they grab? 2 consecutive. They'd love a third. That would break the bank balance, and Grim instant onto Cadian.
That's his 3rd death, Chad. This is round 9, so shutting Cadian down early is a big leg up. It could indicate Complexity finally just landing on their feet financially. They're still light on the FAMAS, and it's worked well for Fang today.
This is interesting, right? They're playing a little bit more biffy over towards the sewer position. Now, contact play from Shush. He may have found a bit of a timing here. Don't think JT spotted through the cusp of that smoke. Look at Shush. Straight on in. Shadow, too much. Done. Should be the round as well here. 2v5. Are you going to run back into JT? Yeah. Almost. Almost. Could have been a bit red-faced right there if he got caught off guard by all of that.
Someone turned his headset up.
Yeah, it should be real loud. Maybe he's got the in-ears backwards. Laser beam this. Doge. Oof. That's in the first 3-4 bullets.
And that's, you know, that's just evidence as to why you spend an extra 5 minutes with your teammates making sure they stand where the bodies will stand, and you get those perfect pixel lineups straight to the head of Cadian. Doesn't get any counterplay available.
Right now we have Grim and Junior, the 2 new additions, both on 7 kills apiece, leading the charge for Cole. So more of that is what we would like to see here, as it is down to the pistols. Should be 5-5 after this one.
Junior, you don't have to overstay your welcome as well. The fact that he gets the information and leaves with a frag. There's a lot of threat in that connector, so they're not even allowed. Like, this is the optimal setup. Everyone else passive, and their midway rotation between the 2 sites, all the fakey boy maneuvers that obviously aren't coming out with 2 P250s, and that's it. But you aren't going to be keeping them guessing at all.
I don't want 2 of them to die here in connector. Yeah, now there's 2 AKs. It just seemed like a silly play to make against pistols.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to bring the fight to them. Okay. Gets awkward now, because here come 2 AKs, and he's giving the fight to them. Another body dropped. Junior's pressured. He's going to get jumped on and humiliated. Tessa's jumping around. It's up to Grim. He's good. Refreshes the bomb water. That's why there's no plan. Surely Grim will process that this should be possible. No armor. Aim punch. If he can just hit the first bullet. Oh, and that's the first bullet. Oh, warning shot. Knows he's there. They peek out, and Tessus, he has a huge round. Leaves with an AWP. Came in with just a P250. That is so sensational for the Danes. And a smirk onto Exist's face. I think that's the monthly emotional capacity reached.
Yeah. Look.
Wait, did you have a problem with the 2-man connector
against pistols?
Just in general?
It's like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, what, you want to give them an opportunity? You just did. Like, even still, it shouldn't go like that. They should have traded off of the first kill for at least 1. They got nothing out of that. Absolutely nothing. And it ends up in a 1-on-1, right? Like, I can fault the overall thought process, but then they still should have, even with a setup like that, traded. So that right there is rough as guts.
Catastrophic. And I like the long setup. It obviously has some holes. They're going to count on Grim to go blind into toilets or set up on site.
This is very, very heavy towards A here from Heroic. They're kind of posturing in these positions, waiting for a reaggress, and they've been getting a lot of them from Complexity, so you can understand why. No B backyard presence here whatsoever. 3 players A seems to be commonplace for Complexity, but this is an important round. They're about to lose everything.
not been Molotov down.
If they were diligent with the first divider spam, they'll probably be diligent with the second, and that's if they do want to commit a... Oh!
That changes it a lot if Junior can get away from this, and ooh, goes wide on it. Confirmation of the commitment, perhaps. Stown trying to walk and take space. Junior going to be responsible for it, but they can dip.
Oh, if they can get Stown parked here behind the flower pot and not give away his life, JT's going to spend so much time trying to clear this. Look at the gap.
Created that himself, and it will keep Stown's feet planted.
Refresh is faking this.
Charges in and finds nothing, but Shush struck at the same moment. JT was going for a round-the-world maneuver, and he would have won the round had he not gone down. Oh, good.
You know where he is now, surely.
Completely isolates the AWP off.
It should be a save here, boys. I know it's a 3-on-3, but you don't have a kit. You don't have any utility. It has to be... Okay, that's a lifeline. Give it a go.
Giving it to them. Jumps into their jaws. Stown feeling himself. The good vibrations may have carried him a bit too far.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Cadian forced to clutch up. Knows where they're coming from. Swung on and deleted. It's a recovery from Cole. And Stown, I mean, he has jumped in the 3v3, chasing, assuming that that's the right call, that they will be retreating, and Floppy changes the plan.
Yeah, that's 2 consecutive rounds from either team with, I want to say, unforced errors. They flashed him through, and I think because Floppy was so passive on the stairs, the flash didn't do an awful lot, and a timeout call from Complexity here, I think they know what that means. That's a massive lifeline back into this half. Score only 1 round the difference between the two, and if they're able to pick up every round consecutively here from here on out, they could see themselves with a 9-6 half.
And they were like so on the verge of breaking.
Yeah.
Well, like that was the best opportunity for Heroic to really leave with a haul.
Maybe that's why they went for that type of audacious push, just to make sure that the save wasn't a possibility. But when Stown doesn't get anything, that is really going to suck right there. You could see them feeling the game.
Yeah, and Stown was the one that opened up that P250 round, so they get one back on him. No slouch at the top of the scoreboard with Cadian. But Cole are still in this. First map is Heroics. We're here on Overpass looking to see if Cole can take their opponent's pick against them. Extinguish, it's wide, it does enable some different Smoky Boy maneuvers.
Not going to come with a flash, he's just going to creep on out. Oh my lord.
It's kept even. Floppy, oh, he's a dead man. Oh, just about rounds the corner.
Hops.
Yeah, they're in. And good damage from JT. He nearly caught Shush as well, but they're doing the flashback dance. He doesn't have any bullets. This is okay for Complexity. Deep breaths. Heroic, they know how to bring their own unique flavor to it, but this marinade is one of pandemonium.
Yeah, I think, right, they dropped that smoke early to extinguish the aggressive CT molly, but it was the one that you can lob out from spawn, right? So it's a ruse. It was always going to be a B focus here. And that MAC-10 running out of bullets, that is the real undoing of this. That could have been a double kill over towards the sandbag position, and now it's just, well, Stown left hanging out on his lonesome looking for a kill as Cadian with the AWP is probably already starting to think of a save. If Stown can get them a kill here, it will at least entice them in to look for this round. But Pillar, Monster, and back tucked towards the pit are the 3 defenders on the B bomb site, so best of luck.
GLHF, 30 seconds, and they are giving it a procedural clear. Oh, wow, Fang is deleted, but Floppy's handled business. We tie things up 6-6, the AWP maintained. Tail end of our first half of our second map of our second series and our first day of Group D.
Might have to be a save here. And this was great. JT did so much damage, right? He did so much damage there with the 2 jumping out and across and actually mopped up what could have been a bit of a mess, because the opening kill that we saw from Refresh onto Grim, it felt like that should have been Grim's every day of the week. But that's one of the things around the smokes. What we see might not necessarily be what is on Grim's screen. Sometimes it's a little bit off, but here it is, Pistols, and they're going to take the fight to Connector this time.
Oh,
the door.
Thank you for opening the door.
There we go.
That's not a nice route. CT's opened the door for him, and somehow this could go wrong. It's not. Testus first to fall, and Floppy's transfers are looking fierce. He's ready and raring to go on Monster. Another multi-kill for him. Puts himself up to 13. 4 kills in that round. Farming. I didn't give you my fun fruit fact.
Oh, yeah, about Dolly Parton.
About Dolly Parton. It's that a whole orange will float on water, but it sinks if you peel it.
Okay, so the segments take on
more water,
a bit too much of the H2O, and down it goes.
We knew apples floated, actually, because of apple bobbing. Have you ever bobbed an apple?
I haven't. I've seen it. Not in the flesh, but here we go. Cadian. Close and personal. The AWP's coming.
Yeah, Junior's up close. Really could go wrong, and that is the worst case. And there's more. It gets worse. Fang down, flashed off the line.
Still 2 here, though. If you continued forward right now as Heroic, you could be running into your demise. So hitting the brakes, something they do extremely well. Cadian will get that upgrade into the AWP. JT is just jump spotting on A right now. He's hoping to find any lick of information. You do the same route. You jump dice, you move to the truck, you jump up. You can get long and banana info from that little maneuver. But there's so much utility for a BXQ right now. The only way this could be stalled on... Oh, here they come again.
Patience prevails. They get the info. Floppy at least takes the AWP back out. Back out? What am I saying? That was Junior's AWP that was juggled across. Floppy, you've done it once. You've done it twice. Can we really ask for thrice?
Oh, I like this push from Floppy. That's the bomb.
Oh, and it's completely caught out. No! Oh, God, how does he get another? Floppy sharp.
Beamed him.
Sharp as attack. Doesn't manage to convert into a round, but he's definitely laying down the law of who Site B is. This time it was Heroics. Didn't even need to plant. So 7-7.
Fun fact. Not a fruity fun fact.
Okay.
An actual fun fact. Well, how yours aren't fun. A Counter-Strike fun fact.
Yes.
Each of the North American teams of the big name variety, Liquid, EG, and Complexity, have a turncoat who is returned. Nitro, Flop Dog, and, of course, Automatic.
Wow, a turncoat who has returned. That sounds like the book or the Netflix episode. I'd watch. Fresh catches Grim. Floppy still there as he gets his 17th. He's having a good one back in CSGO realms. So when you are an AWPer and your rotator's leaving you, how long do you just sit in long? It looks like Junior actually opts to not return to site. So there's a huge gap as it currently...
He's playmaking right now. He's not just holding territory. What Junior is doing is to make a bit of a play right here. So he's searching out information with this AWP, and he's also going to find himself in a pivotal position if they do try to finish A. So you can see how he split this. Yeah. You just need JT to get info and not die.
Oof,
Feels good.
Gets away, ballsy to jump. Worming in, Fang ready. They know how Heroic operate now. And this is the frag he's been waiting for. Junior has posted up, and Cadian with this late bomb, in typical Danish fashion, is going to be walking straight into his domain. Thank you very much. Shush, yeah, you got the kill, you got the sight, but you have to leave it again. And as he vacates, Fang will occupy.
Noisy too, Junior's heard this.
He has to be relatively loud just to have enough time to try and find and isolate the duel. Well played, Junior. Big plays from him as he leaves with an 8th for Complexity. Solid defense and a competitive half. Will we need a third map to separate the two? Stay tuned as we look to see North America get closer to a scalp on European soil.
Stand up, you've got what it takes. takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, go at it, just fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Keep holding on, show him how to make a miracle. Stand up, go at it, just fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Keep holding on, show him how to make a miracle.
Complexity looking to push Heroic. Heroic coming into this one to prove to everyone they still got it in the land domain, and this is going to be one of the games that they may continue to be haunting them if they do, well, push all the way to a third. Complexity 8 at the moment. I don't know if my expectations are misaligned, but for some reason I feel like this goes 3.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. Well, for me, Heroic are the favorites in the group with the whole Na'Vi asterisk.
Yeah.
But let's see, this is the CT side. It should be a mandatory close here. Heroic, well, the clear favorites with 1x bet odds at the top of your screen, and pressure applied to Cadian early. He's taken a pot shot, he's peeled on back, and he's calling for the rotation of Shush right here, right now. But as they slink and slide up the mid position, the A attack is coming.
Yeah, Cadian, he hears it all. He is going to have to be worried about his left side, and Grim has to delete him with the first click. Bang in, Shush gone, and that'll do nicely. Just winning their duels. First bullets out of those pistols.
Trading pistols as well here. So a 2-on-5 situation. This is similar to the one that Heroic won. There's no way back in. Junior will confirm that with the kill onto refresh. And it's just Stown, who would probably like to hold on to his armor here. Takes the fight. Drops and loses everything. 9-7 in favor of Complexity. Now, what we saw come out of Heroic over on Ancient was they got to start on the CT side, right? They were able to kick themselves off there. Now they have to end on the CT side. So let's see if they go for the full eco now with the M4s coming out into the next, or if they go for a force buy now. It's looking like the eco is the option. No timeout called, nothing needed. Just 5 USPs, walk into round 17, and hope that Complexity walk into their stack.
Everyone walking. Sound Q's going to be a premium here.
Everything on the other side here, Grim.
Yeah, he's going to get a bit of a rude shock, I reckon.
Fading in about 3 to 4 seconds.
Ah! Problem solved. More to come as the door swings open and bullets hail into the underpass. Cadian manages to take 2 for his troubles.
Who ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all, especially if...
And he can buy an AWP now.
Yeah, and they
he can go glass cannon. He wouldn't have been able to afford that before.
Damn, that is going to enable a different CT setup, and he's gone for it.
Yeah, that's actually wild. Those 2 kills, that's a difference maker right there. He wouldn't have been able to afford the AWP otherwise. Yeah. So I don't know how much Complexity are keeping track of this. because that's going to be a hard one, right? You know that Cadian got the kills, sure. Hopefully they can do the quick math themselves and not run into this AWP. 3 players starting B. Cadian long with the AWP. Tessus in the upper bathrooms. Molly melting JT down to 69 points of health, and some util being lined up from Junior here. You can see just perfectly positioning himself. And they've done the extinguish, and they're immediately going back to hit the B bomb site. So being quick about this is JT throwing out some utility. I think this will be a divider molly with the front bathroom smoke. Very standard. But the Cadian Tessus setup won't worry too much about this. They'll hear it, they'll address it, but it's not going to bother them a whole lot.
Yeah, it does imply that there's presence, and now they can quickly pop through. Look at that. They've actually both been flashed off, and now Molotov'd. Yeah, this is getting hot.
Dead.
Just should be dead. He's still alive at 6 points of health. Down stands and delivers, and no clear from Grim. It's grim indeed for the boys of Complexity. Not a single casualty for Heroic.
The timing looked great on that flash, didn't it? It got them both because they were going for an info play on Monster with 2, or they were rejigging the setup there. The flash, the molly. I don't know how Shush gets out of that alive.
He's got Stown to thank. Just supporting from Graffiti, playing anti. And Junior, yeah, absolutely no hope for this one.
I don't think Cadian's even shot a bullet yet, so they're still unawares of this AWP. Ouch. Molly in hand, Dink in between the eyes, and 25 seconds. Oh, they know the AWP's in play now. He's spamming that one through. And he'll go down to refresh there. So, handled. And that is going to be the first round for the CT side. Heroic's defense on their map choice. How many more can they piece together? the flow-on effects as well of losing a couple of guns on the force. But this was the flash from Junior, right? He lined that up very, very early, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. You can see here, this is a great camera angle to catch it. Completely flashed. Shush is in the molly somehow. Oh, the extinguish just in time. And not only does that keep him alive, it keeps eyes drawn and focused on barrel so that you can get the dance around the pillar. You can keep it awkward. Great stuff from the B defense there, and the pistol's out for Cole as 9 almost guaranteed here.
Little snake slinking its way up towards the banana. And a high flash to finish with a flourish. Oh, actually, Tessa's faffing around with his nades. It's not going to stop him racking up at least a double. Fang gone. It was down to steal. And we are back into the gun rounds. AWP maintained. Important to do so. 10-9 the scoreline.
Oh, Junior was very quick into the buy there, and understandably so, because he is going to get dropped in AWP. I was curious about where that was going to come from, but JT, the vending machine, is able to get him an AWP yet again. Util is a little bit light on here to operate for this gun round for Complexity. They only have 3 smokes in total. 3 smokes in total with 4 flashes and 2 Molotovs. So time is going to have to be their best friend. You want to allow Heroic to use their early util, their mollies, their smokes to get their early map control. There's one, as we can count them up together. And once you've waited that out, then you can start to go for a bit of default map control. One of the smokes already used here by Cole.
Yeah, short pipe, extinguish.
All for territory, right? If you don't retain that territory, then that smoke is in vain. Oh.
What the hell has Shush just walked through? He's used that deeper monster smoke, so Floppy has no idea, and now the entire Complexity team are vulnerable to this.
You know that clock I was saying that they should wait upon? That will be their undoing.
Oh my god, there is absolutely
this is crazy.
0 chance they're ready for this.
And they're going to ask where he came from.
I don't know if Floppy will have an answer. Yeah, nice find. Fang's going to be confused.
Bombs
Junior reacts.
and
yeah, it's going to be there in the open as well. Maybe Grim can catch them slipping forward push, but on the fountain, and a great shot out of Junior.
Oh.
Grim, what are you up to? Oh my god, it's all crazy. Oh my god, Grim gets them both, and now the site is open for business. Junior is miles away. Refresh is low.
What a topsy-turvy round.
Topsy-turvy's one word for it. Jeez.
I think Refresh might want to consider the save here. A 2-on-1 situation. Sure, he's up close and personal. Bomb about to get planted on truck, but he's just too low for this, isn't he? Isn't he? Through a smoke again? Oh!
Good. There's just a different universe where they're both looking the wrong way on the smoke fade.
That's the one time if you're Shush, you probably hope that you did have a silenced M4 as well, huh?
Yeah, but these rounds, this is like overpass just on crack. Everyone's getting into gaps.
That's the biggest kill of the round.
It is. Shush kept a lid on. They managed to get one, then Grim pulls this off. I thought he was stepping at one point, but no one heard, and walked straight on through. Finds them both, and Junior wise enough to keep a jiggle on that smoke, because you can see if he wasn't jiggling, it wouldn't take long for that to be a bit of a wide and uncomfortable fight. They're close now, Chad.
Yeah, they can smell it, and they've taken a timeout here. You can see the coach TC in the background there, just getting in on the mic. He's got his notes in hand. He's having a chat to the boys here, because you pick this one up, you're going to break the bank of Heroic. They will have to take an eco, and you're likely to get yourself up to 13 as long as you can avoid these unforced errors. I was just talking about utility woes on one side of things. Well, the CTs now of Heroic, they've been able to get out a lot of smokes, 4 of which, plenty of mollies, but in spawn, I'm just watching, they're dropping their utility to the required individuals, right? So this is quite important now of how they're going to saddle up with their set pieces, because they didn't have enough to get everybody into a full buy, and only one defuse kit in the hands of Refresh here.
Going to be a bit of a fight here. Tessus is trying to bring the fight straight to them. Still has vision.
Well, they drop straight back. If Tessus pushes, they can rotate over towards B here. It is going to come down to a timer, though. A nose flash will own Shush.
Well, that's for sure. It is about when they strike, and also the wound of the previous. They pulled this off once, and yeah, this time Anti. Down and indeed out. Refresh on Pillar. They will clear him this time, but Grim goes down and he's been smoked out. He can reposition. He's using that smoke beautifully maneuvered by Refresh. He's still alive. They still can't find him. Living up in their dreams. Now a 2-on-3. Cadian down. It's Fang's double.
Tessus is low. Still winnable.
Yeah, especially if Stown takes the first contact, which he might. Fang didn't clear it. He's in the blind spot of barrels. And that's a quick find.
Orb's going to be grabbed here as well. So they've got to give double.
Refresh is just, he plays pillar, you know, and it is such a powerful position, especially when you're as switched on as these pros are. But every time they've come knocking for a 4B commit, Refresh on that pillar or Stown on Graffiti has pulled off the double.
Yeah, I think here that smoke, we highlighted this like, it would probably be 4 or 5 Pro League seasons ago, maybe more. I think it was Electronic was one of the first players we noted throwing that to divide that site, and that helped him, right? It meant that he really just had to focus on one angle and then dancing around. So really good stuff from Refresh.
And Tessus, of course, with the flank.
Yeah, and when that came in, it was because they thought that they had pressured enough, but they didn't have any vision to know if Tessus was forward. They just threw the utility and thought, this is enough. But never can be the case against Heroic here, and down to an odd-looking buy. A couple of digs, a Tech 9, 2 rifles, and 1 smoke with 1:27 on the clock. How do you win a round like this?
I don't want to play that game. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I suppose if Heroic happened to miss their first orb shot out of Cadian.
He's 18 kills, and he had a great game on Ancient. So if he does that, I think it might be a Christmas miracle for Complexity.
No, Crimbo was last group.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, he missed. And Fang is clearing. Tessus has gone to 2 AKs, Chad. Now they've got M4s and Orbs in the mix. Stown on the bin is going to get swung on. Junior's posted, and it has collapsed. Just like that. Left.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, precisely. Fang's up on Optimus. They're just going to look to try and recover what they can.
That was the only way in, was a missed shot. Was a missed shot. It's crazy. The difference maker's right there.
I mean, Fang hit the first bullet he was able to connect, but Cadian did put it just shy to the left of his ear.
That just shows the margins, right? And look, these shots, you see the pros hitting them every day of the week, but it's never as easy as it looks, right? It's never as easy as it looks, but that setup was predicated on the fact that Cadian hits that shot, because Tessus is up close and personal. You can see how quick he gets run down, especially when it's a contact play from Cole. So we continue to go back and forth here. Last 4 rounds have gone one the other way. And look, they retain an AWP, they retain an M4, but money is a bit rough over there for Heroic right now. This is going to be the breaking point of the game. Here's the shot, and here it is. Look, we've just paused it exactly. And great shot from Fang.
Yeah, I mean, it's the acceleration of that as well. You can see he just slipped as Cadian pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel, too bad about that if I was Cadian. Fang hit a banger, and the follow-up was even more beautiful. So that's some impact from Fang there. Does find himself on 16 kills now. Floppy with 21, 16 for Junior, 14 for Grim, 7 for JT. On the other side, we've got 18 for Cadian, 7 for Stown, 15 for Tessus, and 13 for Refresh, with Shush bringing up the rear on 8. But they're going in.
There's been a couple of those moments where it looks like Heroic are about to seize the reins of control, and then Cole turn a not impossible round up being hyperbole there. I mean, I suppose just a very unlikely one. It's happened twice so far.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? When you just look at the weaponry alone, it feels like the round should be tipping one way and not the other.
Well, they've prioritized util here, Chad.
So another maybe perfect example of what we're talking about.
Wow, Cadian, you just stick around off the flash. He's got support and floppies on the floor.
Estes is pushing. Fang might find them here.
Fang has to go now to clear it, otherwise Tassis is going to round the corner. Oh!
Caught him.
Oh, good shot as well.
Cadian's in so much trouble now. Yeah, that's it. He hung around too long.
Greed got the better of him, and after such a magnificent find of an isolated duel on beat, things are falling apart elsewhere. It looks like JT's cooking up trouble of his own. I think he wants a little fakey boy maneuver of his own, parking the bomb and the bus.
Another player spotted towards B right now. So if they do want to finish, they know that it was just a pistol player at short. Stown and Refresh currently rotating towards A, but it will have to be a gamble at some point for Heroic. They can't stay split like this. And Fang, he's feeling confident now. He's had 2 great back-to-back double kills. It will be the B gamble. 45 seconds. They could send in Grim as a feeler. You don't have to fully commit to this.
Yeah, I like that much more. And especially if Fang's going to be calling the site clear, it's just going to be the worst timing to hear A site clear is when you're committing to B.
Yeah, JT just needs to sit on his haunches, and he will.
He's going.
If they boost, they might catch him here. If they boost, they might catch him.
Oh, no, JT!
That was the bomb. That was the chance. That was the chance.
And they know Fang's probably behind them. They're going to just try and fight their way out, fight forward, rather than backwards. God damn. 2 points of health is the separating factor of this round.
And that's the thing. At that point, they could have pushed through short, right? The monster player becomes less of a factor. Fang's inside going, well, the site's clear, but we don't have the package. And now they just have to retain these M4s. So really starting to heat up. 1900 is the loss bonus into their next, meaning Heroic can either force buy behind these 2 saved guns or take a save. Likely give over 14. This was it from Fang.
Yeah, and then
had to do a double take.
He does knife, jump, strafe, try and catch the timing of Cadian. He's taking some liberties there, isn't he? Like, you know you've overstayed your welcome, especially when your teammate's already dead. And JT.
It actually happened a lot quicker right there in that replay than it felt like it happened when Tassis went down on the push. Yeah. So for Cadian, what was his option? I guess to go forward down connector. Yeah. So yeah, stuck in a rock and a hard place with all of that. But timing, you can see how much it means. That could have been a Cadian death without Tassis even knowing, right? Because if Fang gets past, didn't clear Tassis, didn't see Tassis, he still kills Cadian. So I think Cadian was screwed either way right there.
It's a good point. Well made. 13-10. We're into round 24, second map of this second series. Certainly grounds for complexity, pushing the biggest dog in the group and pushing him around very violently. They've only got the 2 save rifles here. That's going to put us within touching distance.
Inferno next.
Oh, he's just walking through, isn't he? The door was blown off, or is there a sound cue required? Tess is stopping and implies there's an unbroken door, swings it open. Grim
hear that
to address it, and that's the end of that. Stown, however, reveals one of the M4s is close monster
Cadian's
on
flanking.
Smoke, a gap on it. Cadian is coming in behind.
If they go connected to A, that... Oh, not another one.
Oh, no, lads. Butterfingers, they might be dropping the ball because now they're not focused on Cadian, and he's got 2 on his sights.
Oh, Junior.
Necessary kill, could still go wrong, does. Stown is a problem. Finally falls, Shush finishes what his teammates started. It's Junior to save the day.
Another clutch?
Yeah, it might have to be. Okay, Deagle's good, but Refresh is better, and it falls apart for Cole. Only 2 save rifles and USPs. And that is going to be a tilter.
And the Cadian flank didn't even get anything done, right? That felt like that was going to be the ceiling of the deal right here. Stown did so much work with this rifle. I guess he gets to isolate 3 different fights until he was traded. And Junior, the awareness to swing around on this. Good stuff to you, mate. But not enough. As in the fade of the smoke, it looked like from Junior's POV, we were on that.
Smoke.
Yeah, it was still smoke. So massive from Refresh there. And well, back into another higgledy-piggledy buy for complexity. JT tagged.
Wow, quick one out of Cadian. Yeah, just through the wall.
They do their best work when they have a Mac-10, a Deagle, and some other rubbish weaponry in the mix. So let's see complexity. What do you got in store now is a passive stance on the A site has been established here from Heroic. They are turtling up, they are tucking in, and they are waiting for the attack to come on through. feels like there's been so many crunch moments in this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, and this is the smoke that we've seen Shush walk through before. This time it's going to be occupied by Floppy.
Curious they haven't swapped guns out with JT here, right? He is legged immediately. I know that Floppy's over towards B and Grim was dealing more with Connector, but I'm surprised that JT didn't make the call and change it up to go give that AK to one of the two. There's still time to do so, but he's going forward. That nade. Now that AK, it ain't being seen again for the rest of the round.
With the tut of the tongue, JT catches one. Good flash, better frag, but they are in. Monster is lost. Refresh and this pillar are quite the iconic and potent mix. He loves the smoke, will manipulate through. And it's Cadian, happy to collect Floppy's overextension. Fang makes it interesting, but with 10 HP, he's not ready for refresh, and that was the bomb. So Heroic, over the course of these 2 rounds, have managed to get themselves not only back into the game, but now front runners for a 2-0.
And not letting Junior save.
Yep, nothing left in Complexity's bank off the back of that.
I need a loan right now because this is, for both teams, one of the worst places to find yourself at when we're at round 26. Because neither team has a massive loss bonus to establish. Neither team was able, like, well, for Complexity in this situation, they can't really keep anything to be threatening. That's a great nade, isn't it? That's the low HP there at JT, making that one possible. Another kill here for Cadian. So it is just going to be 2 Deagles and 3 Glocks. Tied game.
God, you're so funny that the nade happens to be towards that low HP that he legged earlier. I mean, Cadian just... He dunked on him. Literally and figuratively. Careful now, because the spray is good. Tessus gets it and can now get away. Yeah, refresh. Just a little shooting gallery for him. A lot less threatening than when Heroic were occupying all that space.
Yeah, refresh just wasn't showing the tip of his head. He was showing the full force of his body right there. Just puts it on the line and leaves Fang in a 1-on-5 with a dig. $700 of pain. And he's just going to strike one shot onto Cadian there. He'll scoop that up. He'll take that blaze forward. And as we are tied up, Bank isn't really established here for Heroic, right? They have a little bit of residual cash, but after they invest in utility, it's going to be light on. 1,400 is their loss bonus going into the next. I don't think you need to know the importance of this round for either team. For Complexity, if they can get that bomb down, they're going to give themselves another opportunity to go for at least a better-looking buy. That should be one of the goals right now. Obviously, you want the round here, but worst case, if we can get into a site, if we can get that bomb down, something they've had trouble with in these last few.
Ooh. Well, with what you've outlined, Chad, with everyone's finances kind of...
Screwed,
yeah, for lack of a better term. Complexity with a must-win, but this still could very well go back and forth, to and fro. It's 3 consecutive out of Heroic so far.
Cadian actually has 7k left over. Don't know how I missed that. He's going to have an ult for days right now, so...
Yeah, he's fine, but the rest might be a little less worse for wear if they do get a perfect one call. Haven't seen evidence in the last 3, and that spray is pretty bang on the money. They tuck in. Tessus to punish. Loud. And beheaded JT, a very important pick.
Only his 8th kill, but at a key moment in the game right now, Floppy thrust forward.
Oh, team play, they actually get it. Floppy pulls off the frag. Shush has kept it level. And Grim, still in the open, has been met by Stown, who has really got a perfect blend of passive and aggressive play when facilitated.
And Shush is pushing while Cadian is super passive right now on Bank. You can see Cadian's position. He wants them to come into the site. They want to allow Shush to work right now. Stown is rotating back on over. You can see him about to join the pack. And the information, as seconds tick by, more and more likely that it will be this A finish.
I mean, Junior is the one with the bomb and the one responsible to watch Shush's flank. So he is in a bit of a 2 minds at this point. Fang to make space. And space made. Stown gone. You don't want to give this fight to Cadian if you can avoid it. Fang walks straight in for another headshot. The Canadian doing it. Oh, and the bomb does go down.
This is a big round.
This is all hanging in the balance, and it's up to Fang. Young gun. Holds his nerve and holds his line. Shush can use that smoke, but not for not much longer. He's got a second to drop on the bomb.
Hard clear for him now. Oh, he's not even looking. Fang in the back. That is multi-kills for Fang in this half. He has had so much impact. That cripple buy they had earlier gets 2. In the follow-up gun round, gets 2. And here, clutches out with 3 and gets it done in the 1v1 fashion. Complexity up to 14 first, but this is neck and neck, and the buy is coming back in for Heroic here.
Ooh, little hidden gem is Fang. Really looking good on these entries. Look at that, the first into Stown.
Flash didn't even get Stown at all. You can see that just wasn't even worried with that. And oh, Shush was a second earlier.
Dreamy, really dreamy. So they are going to get the coffers emptied. You can see $50 on the high end, Bartessus. Another one of those, and it's Heroic on the ropes. Cadian, though, given one. Floppy, straight to the crotch. A bullet lodged.
They're running A. They know where the AWP is. They're going fast. Real fast.
Oh, they are. They're holding W. Tessus is not going to be there immediately, but Junior with the bomb is pulling out nades. Tessus is dead because Junior's quick. And the bomb not to a safe space, far from it.
Not at all.
I looked away from my monitor for 1 second.
And all the kills just happened.
And it's over.
That is crazy.
I can't quite process it. They must have just walked into the blue line.
Yeah, Refresh got and tucked into truck just in time for all of that. I was looking at his little dot on the radar right there, and he gets a double kill for that. And remember where the loss bonus was at? Look at what's left for Complexity. Heroic, with the extra money, were able to get a buy after a round loss. Complexity, what are you meant to do? How are you meant to make this one work? JT has dropped an AK to Fang. He's the man who's finding the opening. So Fang, they're loving what you're doing. They just need more.
Oh, they're asking so much of him. What a heartbreaking way to concede such a competitive game. Just like that, it falls apart. They accelerated. They thought they had a clue. And they just evaporate in seconds. Well, that's the air sucked out of this one.
I guess it really is just on this hero AK, because JT invested almost everything he had to get this in the hands of Fang, and he's done a great job of it. He, like I said, he just needs to do it one more time. Can he be the hero right now for Complexity? They've pushed this one. It's much more competitive than the affair we had on Ancient. This is good stuff.
It is. And Tessus has overstayed his welcome here. That toilet angle.
He's the only one on A.
Yeah, not held. He's backing away for it now. Distraction would be great. Fang shouldn't be the first. Molotov, he has to go. Commit. Knows there's one Optimus at least. There's 2 there, though. Stown confirmed it was an alt barrel he spotted, so he knows there's 2 there. Building the mental picture. Fang could strike. It's Stown, he has to clear. Oh, headshots found. Fang doing it all. A competitive round now. Rifle recovered. He's got Junior to support him. Expecting Shush from the flank. This time a deviation from the pack and from the norm. He's grouped up. Fang pushed up. Junior takes first contact. Nice gap to cross. Or cancel the cross. Oh, he's using it well. Stray bullets don't connect. If Junior can just find one. We go again. He's pushed it. He's given them the frag. And it's up to Fang. He can't catch up. There's no time. Oh, he'd have loved to have just had a little bit more from Junior there. Just pushes the issue. So much hard work and all for naught. 15 secure.
There's a real positive out of all of this. They could get the bomb down, right? They can get the bomb down, which is going to give an extra bit of cash. It'll allow Junior to get into an AWP, and it'll give JT the ability to buy a rifle at least. Otherwise, he would have been on a pistol. So with the loss bonus, sure, it wasn't a huge amount here, but by getting the bomb down and making this a competitive round, they've also kept Heroic under the thumb. They have to rebuy everything. Their buy, actually, as I look at it, is almost bloody perfect. There's only one thing missing, and that's a Tessus defuse kit. So we're going to get full rifles out for both sides here to try and close this one down. It's either 16-14 done in regulation, or we go OT, and we've been there already today.
Give me more. Heroic in pursuit of a quick day in the office. See what JT's concocting with his squad. A 2-man water setup. It does enable them to be very reactive.
Well, they know that Floppy's not here. He's played quite aggressive towards that water position time and time again. They parked him extremely passive over towards connector right now, while the rest work up their way through bathrooms. Junior to oversee long, and Tessus and Cadian to clamp down on A again.
Full focus. All 10 hearts quickening in pace in the server. So much at stake. Every decision has a ramification. He spots Alcadian. Tessus can strike in the distraction, and everyone's hitting their shots. Heroic again with the multi-kill madness. send Complexity into disarray. It's up to Junior trying to make a play, and it's falls for naught. 16-14. It ends in regulation. Heroic deal with the threat, but a threat no less. Complexity come to play today. Good demonstration of their affinity and ability. We'll be seeing more from them, that's for sure. Heroic pick up a must-win game.
Hey Future Pros, back on Overpass today with another T-sided smoke. This one is thrown from spawn and lands in the doorway to bathrooms. To master this tricky smoke, hop onto the railing. Line up in between these 2 points, aim to the right side and close to the top of these leaves. Then throw the smoke. It may take a few attempts to get it down, but I have faith in you all.
Waiting, AWP to the M4, swing back and gets the kill, Orb can't line it up, 2 frags, Poison will remain, gets Stickgo, now gonna be back on Zen, gets the second kill, third player, oh he's clutched it, Poison!
From Heroic, they are few and far between. Nice find from Tessus.
Okay.
2, in fact. He hasn't ready for over. The spray can find him as well. Tessus is doing it all. Above Stan is his next victim. That is ridiculous.
Heroic slapping Complexity off the server, echoing Nafly on Twitter. Keep Liquid's name out of your mouths. Complexity, congratulations to Heroic, taking it 2-0, 16-14 on Overpass, so tighter than it was on Ancient, 16-9. Overall, I think a strong performance for Heroic, and that being said, Complexity also having some moments and should not be leaving this matchup completely uninfused. Blair, Maui, do you agree?
Problem is, Paula, that there were a lot of great moments for Complexity, but there were a lot of bad moments. There were a lot of fumbles. There was a lot of moments where they really just dropped the ball despite putting themselves in a winning situation. Having winning positions and not being able to close out some of the rounds that Complexity had right there in the palm of their hands, those are the moments they're going to look back at in this one. And that's so disappointing because it looked like already they were going to be taking a map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll have to disagree with the slap analogy there, Paula. I don't think that was a one-sided fight at all, one-sided slap, so to speak.
I'm just going...